Hey, we're live. Welcome to Echoes of Divinity. And wow, put the knife down. The people they don't deserve that.
Oh, sorry, my
Wait,
mistake.
who had a knife?
Sky.
I genuinely missed that.
Also, Ben, are you listening to the stream? Can I hear you listening to the stream?
Oh my God.
Wow,
No, I'm not
incredible.
listening to the stream.
Rookie. Hey, a couple of things that we're just gonna do straight off the bat. Thank you, Salt, for your sub. Tammy, thank you for your sub. Ben, thank you for your sub. Saz, thanks for
2 months
yours.
worth.
Thank you. Saz, thanks for yours, and then the subsequent 5 gift subs to the community. That's very fucking sweet of you. And then Ham for all of your gift subs too. What the fuck, guys? Is that 10? Are you okay? NVC, thanks for your sub. I haven't streamed in like 3 weeks. That's a long time. So much has happened since then. Yeah, sweet.
Like
But,
what?
like, I did a whole trip to Melbourne in that time. And drank a
Shit.
whole lot of hot sauce. It was great. It was a good time. I've learned
And a few shoeies were in there too, weren't they?
I've learned that as much as I love the D20 Sauce Co. sauces, I don't want to put them in the shoey because the fruit ones with the pulp and shit, not a good time on the
Yeah,
palate.
the chunk out of the shoe
The chunk was not nice.
is not fun.
I didn't do any shoeies, but we did the chunky sauce when we had to do the shot of hot sauce. I regretted that.
Oh yeah, we did the shot of hot sauce. I forgot about that.
It was
Wow.
not good.
There you go. But hey, if I got to see you at this with the party event, thank you. I had a really wonderful time. And shout out to Split the Party in general, who's raised now over $16,000 for Game on Cancer, for cancer research, which is fucking hectic. I believe they have one more game left.
Yeah.
Make sure you go hang out and check them out. But hey, you know who's not important tonight? Me. Let's meet the people that I get to hang out with. Tammy, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you doing? Who are you playing? Tell us all the things, you know?
So I am Tybella79. You can find me here. You can find me in a few weeks doing a Christmas one-shot somewhere. More about that later. I don't really know where else I am at the moment. I'm going to run some stuff next year. Some horror stuff. We'll see how long it takes before people tell me I'm saying things I shouldn't say.
I think it's
Too
been
gross.
actively shouted out many a times at this point. I think you're good.
Well, I mean, people haven't seen just how much I can describe tentacles, so we'll see.
Well,
I am so looking forward to it. Specifically for that reason.
who are you playing this evening?
So I am playing Scarlet, the barbarian, who has just gone through a
Wow, no
little
link for
bit
you.
of life-altering information and is having to process where she goes from here. So
Okay.
let's see if she comes out the other side still as sweet and innocent and lovely and demure as she was before.
Demure, fucking hell, points off. Wow, Ben, who are you?
Mindful.
What are you up to?
My handle is Blast Powder in chat. If you see me, I am a part of Echoes of Divinity, which is part of Hexes and Vexes. I am playing Soul Sweet, the pessimist of magic, the somewhat healer, and an artificer.
Wow, all of your links aren't working, so I love that for me. That's real hot.
Worry about it later, it's fine.
know
Yeah.
what?
We can fix them things.
I'm not worried about it. I just like to call myself out for my own mistakes. It's healthy.
That's
you know?
growth right there.
It's called growth.
Awareness.
Yeah, we should all try it sometime. Hey,
Ew.
D20. Who are you? Where can we find you? What do you do when, you're not drinking hot sauce? Except you don't do that either. So, here we are.
You finish the monologue, DM, because I'm just going to say something stupid and hand over to Salt. So.
Okay, go on.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you wanted to do a shoe or something like that because we do have Promethean. Hey, I'm playing tonight. Unlike this morning, I'm playing Marcus, the bot of the group at this point in time, and hopefully we'll get out of where we currently are and move on. I'm going to hand over to the very wonderful and delightful Salt.
Stop, I'll blush. Do you think I could have said that more deadpan? I am Soul Queen Plays, and you can find me here playing Delphine, our lovely, very tall Eladrin paladin druid. I was like, what the hell am I? You can also find me over on the Lawrites, occasionally playing a very queer, slutty satyr, which I really miss playing, but we will be back next year. Sadly, not this year. And I'm also going to be blinking a lot tonight, so you can all take it as me flirting with you, but I'm actually just really not enjoying these contact lenses. But yeah, I'm fluttering my eyelashes for you all.
Wow.
Oh my God,
Excellent.
stop.
Sorry, let me just roll a d10 real quick.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I've done karaoke with you.
Roll
I
a
don't need to
d10
roll
for
a d10.
eye irritation.
Oh, good golly. Wow. Hey, last and definitely least. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. Last and certainly not least, Promethean. Who are you? Where can we find you? What are you doing? Who are you playing?
Hey, hi. I'm Promethean, God's favorite princess. That god being Emily, who is the DM of this campaign. And I am playing Dumada's sluttiest rogue, Verlender, if that even is his real name.
I love that I just got modded on my own channel. It was fucking excellent. Really
Deserved.
enjoyed that.
Approved.
Wow, excellent. Yeah, I literally instantly approved it. I was like, sluttiest, getting approved. Hey, it's really good to hang out with you all. I'm super excited. And hey, not that I'm important at all, but my name's Emily. I'm going to be the DM of this campaign this evening. When I'm not here, you can find me over on Law Rights, you can find me at Maples and Dragons, or you can find me absolutely just ruining everyone's life consistently. Super excited. The last announcement I want to throw out there into the universe is that this may be the last episode of Echoes this year, but it's not the last episode of the kind of campaign world for this year. So Friday the 13th of December, you can tune in and you can watch the extended version of The Last Hour of Dusk, which was the one-shot that we did at Supernova, that is going to have all of the wonderful human beings that were on the panel there, basically setting up the end of the world before the world we know it now that we are playing within. Players, you are permitted to watch this one-shot. Which is going to be super exciting. We had a ton of fun, and I can't wait to see what they get to do with a little more freedom than an hour. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fine, and there will be no chaos whatsoever.
Is this like a Evil Dead 2 reboot situation, or is this a continuation of the Supernova session?
It's a reboot, but the choices that the audience made are canon and will be remade, but in a storytelling capacity versus an interactive audience thing. Cool. And the fate of the world remains the same as it did at Supernova.
Interesting.
There is no donation link to make Pro Drinks hot sauce tonight because I need him alive for this session, if that's okay, NVCDM. Following this session, following our Castleton recording.
Correct.
Then we can kill him off. Speaking of Pro, could you tell everyone what Castleton is, please? And why they should fucking save our lives?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, so Castleton, in case you're unaware, is a combination of Bridgerton and the Hunger Games in a D&D setting run by AJ Winters of Winter's Tales. Emily and I both have characters in that game, and we're still alive somehow. Castleton has hit part 2, and we're about to enter the trials in the matching season, and our characters are going to have a whole bunch of stuff thrown at them that presumably we're going to have to try and survive if those characters are to find their happy ending. You can help us do that by going to the Winter's Tales Ko-Fi, or Ko-fi if you prefer, and donating a magic item, weapon, a rule-bending boon, or sabotage of one of the other players.
Or a shield.
Or a shield against sabotage for us, because you love and respect us and want to see us win that shit.
So I just want to say, amazing, love Castleton, so ready for more of it. But I am a strong contender for the argument that it's pronounced coffee because you buy them a coffee.
I'm aware. Yeah.
So why would it?
Oh no,
why
I've
do
lost
people
all
call
of
it
your audio.
Ko-Fi?
Oh no. Well, apparently Emily disagrees with that so hard that she's actually killed your specifically out to the stream. Fucking hell, Ham.
She's also from Melbourne, so Castle.
Look,
I just lost all of your audio for a moment and heard nothing. So that was excellent. I really enjoyed that.
Good. No, Salt is being correct and accurate about perfectly sensible semantics.
It makes sense.
Okay. Okay, great. Hey, do you know what else would make
Utility.
sense? To recap. Salt, would you like to recap? No, I'm joking. You weren't here. Hey,
I was like, don't do that.
I did send you the recap, so you could have done it. But hey, D20. It's been a while since I've picked on you, and since you won't drink hot sauce, you can do the recap for us.
Well, it all started many.
No. Just last episode, baby girl.
We're on a boat.
Many hours ago.
We were on a boat. One of us got a bit seasick, and that was our particular elfish rogue that was up there. Fortunately, he was nurtured back to health by Dr. Saul. Dr. Saul, unfortunately, has the tact and diplomacy of sticking chairs in behind people's doors, and was kind of wandering around. There was a couple of deep, meaningful conversations, which I would strongly suggest that one of the party wasn't really supposed to be a party of, listened in and kind of picked up most of the vibe that was going down. We did ransack the captain.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
he's frozen.
Mr. Wenty.
The lengths he goes to avoid giving a summary recap.
Oh no.
This is fine.
Oh, there we go. He's back. Hey.
Hey!
And in the end, we all leveled up.
Wow.
Hells yeah.
Woo!
Level
I
10,
didn't
baby.
remember that.
Wow. Okay, great. I'm super glad we got that recap. Hey, let's do the actual recap. Hey. Wow. Last we left off, Argus, the boat hand for the vessel that was lent to you, keyword lent to you.
Whatever. Everything's
Love
lent.
lentils.
Okay, by the Sacred Wood Winery, revealed to Scarlet that he was her birth father. And so Scarlet was faced with an incredibly uncomfortable truth that her parents were not really her parents, and that they were actually her aunt and uncle. And her mother had been murdered. For a moment, Verlender thought it was probably him, but it wasn't. Good news. Argus, however, suspects that someone it was someone that Scarlet's grandparents had paid off. Marcus, Verlender, and Sol decided to do some snooping around, with Marcus on distraction duty, Sol on lookout, and Verlender as the snoop. You didn't really uncover too much aside from some real cute and sappy love letters to Scarlet's mother. Delphine wasn't feeling great and had to retire for the entire evening.
She might have actually been locked into the room by Sol with a chair under the
Yeah, actually what has happened. Yeah, canonically.
After Verlender very deliberately decided he didn't have enough seasickness tablets to share.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, that
Sorry
did in
about it.
fact happen. That did
Yeah.
in fact happen. Wow, I forgot about that. Oh God, you all hate each other. You learned you learned a little more about the obsidian rings that you discovered. Not too much about the dead magic itself, but that they are familiar. In fact, a couple of you know people that owned very similar rings. Briley, Narcelia, and Sol's grandfather. All owned one of these rings, or something similar, in various shapes. You also spotted one very similar on Tybella's finger, except this one didn't have a stone. Sol attempted to potentially repair it, but then realized he gave his jeweler's kit to Delphine. Then, as night fell, Verlender decided to, I believe the wording you used was mount Tybella and hold a knife at her throat. The two exchanged a kind of tense discussion, but agreed to share information when necessary to help each other's endeavors, I guess, maybe.
In my defense, this has now become a habitual form of communication. So
Okay.
I didn't start this. It
Okay,
was just
great.
my turn.
Okay, awesome. Whatever helps you not sleep at night, because you didn't sleep very well that night. In fact, you were awoken by the form of your mother standing over you, who then plunged a dagger deep into your chest while you could do nothing about it. When you tried to strike back, you awoke in the cabin that you had fallen asleep in. Moments later, watching Tybella wake up in a very similar state and panic. And you all headed down, awoken at the commotion. That's kind of where we left it. Before we pick up there, though, could I have everyone take their headphones off or mute this, aside from Salt, please?
Mute.
Well, don't mute yourself. I don't want you to hear what's going on. So, well, yes, mute yourself, but also turn the volume down.
Okay. Good clarity there.
Thank you. I'm here all week. I'm going to say a test thing and see if they respond. Hey, Chris, D20. Hey, D20. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Promethean. Hey, Ben. Okay, cool. They're not responding. Delphine. As you've headed downstairs feeling ill, whatever flavor of ill is for you, the easiest thing on this trip for you, and you've had a pretty overwhelming 12 hours. You didn't know these people. You met them. They were telling you all about hallucinations and just wild stories. You're not sure whether they like each other or hate each other, but you've been told that the spirits want you to be here. They want you to follow this journey. So in this kind of state, the easiest thing for you was to find your rest early. As you find sleep quite easily, far easier than you would usually find it if you were feeling unwell, I would like to know what Delphine's idealistic safe space looks like. If you picture Delphine's own personal form of little dream realm, what does this look like to you?
Cool. So I think for Delphine, it's going to be more of a memory than a place in particular. It's going to be in her childhood home. Let's say the fireplace is on and she's sitting in front of it with her mum. Her mum's singing lullabies to her in Celestial while she's braiding flowers into her hair. And in the background, you can hear her dad talking to the little critters that he's feeding at night and saying goodnight to all the little critters. And it's just like it's more of like a feeling and comfort of being safe and protected with her parents, who she hasn't seen for 90 years. So this is probably also very emotional for her.
Yeah, and you can feel like this warmth just expand through your entire body, like from your chest outwards. And that humming kind of the tune is just, it feels like it's not just kind of happening around you. It feels like it's almost happening inside your head. And you see sitting inside, you see a figure pass, looking out of the window as kind of the sun is starting to set.
Yeah.
And you find yourself compelled to make your way towards them.
Cool.
As you exit, you see a form that you instantly recognize as a spirit. You don't see the same spirit all the time. You see multiple spirits. And you hear from multiple people in your dreams, sometimes in your reality also. And the person that you are looking at uses they pronouns, and has a rich ebony pixie cut, with like a streak of silver through the front of their fringe. They wear a puffy white-sleeved shirt that could almost be confused for like a pirate shirt, and a deep blue tailored vest that just kind of hugs all of their curves perfectly.
Yeah.
And as they look at you, they say, Delphine, you're doing the right thing. You are on the right path. I wanted to make sure that you are aware of that. Do you feel like you're on the right path?
I think Delphine's so I feel like she probably recognizes the spirit as someone that she's probably seen at some point.
Yeah.
And she's gonna, like, the spirits are kind of like a source of comfort for her. Because they kind of feel like a connection to her home. And so she'll be like, I truly don't know if I do feel like this is the right path for me. These people are so confusing, and their customs and their mannerisms are so different, and I just don't know how I can fit in with these people, or what I'm supposed to be doing, or how I can even help them achieve what we need to do.
You don't need to fit in with them. They will find their place for you, and it won't take long. This is all part of the plan. But, and they extends their hand, and within their hand blossoms this like water lily, and it's this beautiful kind of baby blue in the center, almost matching the vest, out into like a white kind of color, and they hold it out to you. And they say, all you need to worry about is keep these people close. They will be your friends. Be aware, and I think you're already starting to learn this, the material plane, everything that it has to offer, not all of it is pleasant.
Yeah.
There are bad things out there, and you will face bad things. In fact, you'll face many confusing things too. But you're on the right path. The people you travel with, they're not all inherently good. But what they believe in is good to them. You might not be accustomed to it or agree with it, but this is unfortunately the realities of the material plane.
Yeah.
The fate of the people you travel with is murky. It's almost corrupted. I don't know by what yet, but know that the spirits are looking into it. And the second we have answers for you, we will let you know. I can see them too.
Yeah. I'm like trying to take this seriously.
Yeah, it's so fun. Do you know why? Because I'll punish all of them when they come back.
Okay. I want you to know that this whole time you've been telling me this stuff, I'm holding this flower while I'm writing my notes. There's nothing in my hand, but I'm literally holding.
Yeah. If at any point you have questions for the spirits or for me, you will see me again. I will not be far away. Just keep hold of the flower. And if you need me, bring it out. I will respond when I can.
Come with me to my material plane.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and you watch as they literally shove you, like just shove you backwards, and it feels like you know that feeling of falling that you get when you're like asleep and you're like, oh my god. That feeling happens to you, and as your eyes open, you don't like sit up and freak out or anything, but what you do hear is you find that you're actually in the captain's quarters now. It seems Argus maybe has given up his betting for you when you mentioned that you were unwell earlier. This is a thing that you weren't just moved in your sleep. You're there. You've always been there. And you can hear from the hammocks in the next room that two people have woken up in almost like a gasp. Yeah. And there is rustling coming from the room. You hear footsteps coming from upstairs. As you make your way out to join your companions. I'm going to wave at them all now to join back. Yeah, you can come back now.
Okay.
Great. Quick, Ben, come back.
Come back. Come back. Emily, you didn't answer my question. Is it in my hand?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm going to put it in my bag.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Oh.
Excellent. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Good?
Yes. Yeah, yep.
Okay, excellent. Which we return with a nice little crossfade to Verlender, who is sitting up, sweaty as fuck, in his hammock. Literally, you are all, and Delphine comes out to join you all from... It seems that Argus gave up the captain's quarters for Delphine to rest in when she was unwell. So she comes out of there.
Great. He's more polite to her than he is his own daughter.
Wow. Fair though.
Shit.
It's because I'm the more attractive one.
Those eye flutters.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
Fight.
Good God.
Look, you can't find
quick,
her
how do I
attractive,
quit
it's his
D&D?
daughter.
Wow.
Verlender just wants the two hot girls in the party to fight. That's all.
No, right now, I'm pretty sure Sol had thrown a towel at Verlender. On noticing some sweat, which I'll immediately pull a dagger and slice at, just in sort of surprise and fear at movement.
You just
and
cut this towel.
Yeah, this towel is just getting sliced midair as it's coming towards me. But then we'll immediately swing around then to what's her face?
Melinda, that was fine Malahirian wool.
Tybella.
Yeah, but Tybella...
How many bandages I could make out of that?
As you kind of swing around to potentially address whatever you're going to do in terms of Tybella, she is already up out of her hammock and walking upstairs. You recognize her. Everyone else... This is the first time you have seen this person ever, because what you see is not Tybella. You see a Drow, who is in the bunk that Tybella was previously inhabiting, because none of you have seen her drop her form from Elven. So for you, Verlender, she is in her Drow form and is not even acknowledging that she is. She's out of there.
Okay,
the rest of you see this Drow.
Amazing. I will yell after her then. Do you still think I'm not important enough for her to come after? What the fuck was that?
She does not answer you.
Absolutely fine. He will stand there, just recovering.
Is he out of the hammock or are you still lying in the hammock? Because that would be funny.
He'll be up out of the hammock at this point.
For those of you who
It'd be
haven't seen
funnier if you were in the
Tybella,
hammock.
you see like a grey pale skin, platinum blonde hair, and like that just hangs really loosely, and just deep red lips. And she is fucking skedaddling. It's very confusing for all of you.
Now, because Scarlet was
But he's addressed her as Tybella, so it makes sense now.
because Scarlet was on deck but heard it and she was having to make her way down, at what point does she, like, because she would have to basically almost collide with Tybella at some point.
You would have already been downstairs by the time she's walking up.
Okay.
I believe the way it was described is you had come downstairs and you're all kind of standing around Verlender. She would have left after that. So, just with like a bit of breathing time before panic. And it's very evident that the look on her face is panic as she leaves. You hear Verlender yell that someone's super important. He's super important to someone, and Tybella just not acknowledge it. What are the rest of you doing?
Scarlet will actually follow Tybella.
Okay, great. So you head straight back upstairs. What are the rest of you doing?
So is this like a pursuit that's happening?
No, like Tybella's just she's not running to get off the boat. Like
Verlender isn't
getting
chasing
space.
her.
Oh,
She's getting
okay.
space. Cool.
I'll gather up the towel that was indiscriminately sliced in half and mutter under my breath, do you have any plasters or band-aids I could make out of this with some good bacteria?
At least 7.
Delphine's just gonna offer you honey. Just gonna be like, here. Do you want him?
Offer me what? Oh, wait.
My bat.
To me? To Verlender?
Yeah.
The bat?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Honey's just gonna look at you with like a really heartbroken look because it just wants to be comforting. It's gonna be like like a really sad puppy. And then come back.
DM, as Tybella, or the figure that Verlender has just called Tybella leaves, did Tybella, she said she was in a panic state, kind of like rushing out. Did she gather her items and what she was nearby her, or she just got up and walked out?
She is the type of person that would keep, similar, I guess, to Verlender, who would keep things like weapons and stuff on her. But like her kind of day-to-day like travel bag would have been thrown to the side.
Marcus literally gets up, looks at Verlender with the knife. It's fine. Gets within 15 foot of the back of Tybella and casts detect magic. I want to know all the magical senses around there because this is now the second time Marcus is aware that something has happened, and Verlender doesn't look like he's playing.
Okay, great.
I think,
Okay.
and so that'll be chasing after Tybella out on the deck, right?
So the piece was kind of when it was woke up, Marcus took off these wonderful eye blinds because he doesn't like from there, and the face marking is up. As soon as you do the slicing piece, I'm guessing it was kind of like that's there. Marcus rolls out and then it literally lands on all fours, crawls towards you, and then casts detect magic.
Right.
I'm trying to get a sense of what's going on.
Okay.
It's interesting because you've only had this feeling when attempting to investigate the ring. Whatever magic Tybella has used to disguise herself is an ancient dead form of magic. You are unaware of its origins specifically, but it is a form of magic that no longer exists theoretically in Damata. It's a very confusing feeling. You almost feel sick kind of looking into it. Aside from that, you do sense a divine piece of magic from Delphine and from her bag specifically, or wherever you put the thing we just discussed, Delphine.
In my bag.
Yeah.
We all totally heard it. It's fine.
You're a liar.
We'll ignore that.
You're a liar.
You were totally telling us to come back for so long before that was said.
Oh, no, that's fine. I just don't want you to know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, correct. That's fine. So you sense a divine type of magic coming from Delphine's bag. Aside from that, kind of anything magical Soul has on him, you would detect.
DM, sorry, what I'm going for is either any residual magic on Tybella, any residual magic on Verlender at this
Nothing
point.
on Verlender.
So there's no trace of anything that this is nothing but more than a dream type thing, because this is again we'd had
correct
pieces from there. Okay,
but you do sense that dead magic from Tybella.
Okay, and is it the same sort of? You mentioned it was the same as the residual of the ring type thing. And
very similar, if not the same feeling.
Yeah, because they were described as that kind of old magic that no longer exists, right?
Yeah. And how far is Delphine from us, Delphine? How far are you from this group? Because you were offering honey to Verlender, and Marcus is kind of crawling his hands and knees towards it, like casting magic.
Yeah, I'm like riding you. I'm riding your grill.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm right up there.
Okay, I misheard what you said. But that's so good.
I'm trying to talk
Excellent.
to Tal in the chat, and I'm clearly failing. Just
Yeah, I thought she said riding, but
That's what I thought. Okay, I'm
I was
glad.
waiting to see what came in the second half.
Look, I'll tell you what's coming later.
I think it'd only be a few beats before Verlender kind of snaps himself out of this moment of inability to make a decision, and he's going to head to Tybella's packs, open it up, and upend everything out into the hammock.
Fuck. Okay. Well, before we get to that, we're gonna go to Scarlet, who
Did
is.
Jonah go down there? Because then Jonah
No.
would be there. Well, okay. Yeah.
Nah, he's there, but he's asleep where you left him. He's not very perceptive. But Tybella doesn't seem to acknowledge that she is aware that you are following. So what are you doing?
She will wait until Tybella sort of pauses, and she will genuinely be like, "Are you okay?"
She will find her kind of perch, literally like hands on the side of the boat looking out at the water. And you can tell, even without an insight check, that she's very much trying to steady herself. Are you just saying, "Are you okay?"
And she'll pause for a bit, and she'll be like, "Look, I know you probably didn't expect it to be me that would come and check, but Astrid vouched for you, and so I'm opening a door to see what happens, because that's what she wanted me to do."
Well, your timing is fucking impeccable, isn't it? Do I look okay? Because I don't feel it. And also, asking someone if they're okay immediately after an event like that is usually not the right way to approach someone. But thank you so much for your concern, Scarlet.
Sometimes people react and they are okay once they get their composure. So it is a legit question to be asking.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Is there anything I can do for you? Do you want me to get Jonan if you would prefer that?
No, I do not want to speak to Jonan. Thank you very much. What?
If you want to speak, I can talk to you about something else entirely to distract you.
I would love to know why it took you this long after Astrid vouched for me at the very beginning. Why not? That'll distract me. And you can
Because
see, you know, you've kind of been victim to some of her words before, but This feels very much more like a frazzled, thrown together threat than like.
Because she was alive then, and now she's not. So call it honoring someone who meant a lot to me by opening the door to someone who apparently meant a lot to them.
Tybella kind of takes a couple of beats as you say that. And she will say, if I can give you any advice, honoring the dead is pointless. You're better off honoring someone while they're alive. But unfortunately, that's a lesson you only learn after you lose someone.
I suppose a better way to put it would be, I'm not honoring her because she's dead. I'm honoring what she meant to me. And yeah, I'm young. I need to get used to people dying. And this is the first time someone who meant a lot to me died. So I need to deal with that. But it's a way of honoring the way she changed me and shaped me while she was still here.
If you're going to continue on this path, this won't be the only loss you face. So you better get used to it, darling.
Yeah, I know. I just always kind of expected I would go first, given how reckless I live life. And I was okay with that. I kind of didn't think that other people would go first.
If you knew everything, life would be pretty fucking boring, wouldn't it?
And that's also very true. So I don't know if this is a good time to point out or not, but you're looking a little bit different. I'm okay with that. Your shit's your shit. But just in case you didn't realize, like, I don't care if you're not putting the look back up, but if you didn't realize and you wanted the look to be up, now would be the time to kind of do that.
As she starts to look down at herself, can you make a perception check for me, please?
And just to check back while that's happening, I'm pretty sure Verlender had made Marcus aware of this situation as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Marcus, you knew about it then. La 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 la. A 5? Girl.
Yeah.
Well,
Best roll of the night. Woo!
I'm so sorry about that.
I've got heaps of other D20s here for very obvious reasons given my rolls, but you know.
That's upsetting. I've only got one in this stream. Wow. It was the look of absolute
Good
upset
pun.
that
Good pun. I took
Pro
myself
just
off mute
gave
for
me.
that.
Okay, you all you kind of clock is that she looks visibly upset that you've pointed this out, and for a moment it's almost like she shifts in and out of reality, like it's a flicker, and when she and it's a split second, and when she comes back right in front of you, she's back in her elven form, so dark hair kind of pulled off her face.
Don't get me wrong, you know who I travel with. Everyone's got their own shit. Like, not my place, all that kind of stuff. I just didn't know if you'd realized and wanted you to know so you could then make a choice.
Thank you. Why are you traveling with these people?
So, Sol, I kind of just ran into at a pub, and then we went and had some competitions and stuff at a festival. And then the next morning, Marcus and Verlender kind of just joined in, and then they all came with me to the palace and kind of stuck together from there. Don't know what's going to happen when we hand stuff in. Which brings me to a question. Obviously, you know Verlender more than I do. He's talked about potentially helping me with my family problem, but he's also indicated that I can't really trust him because he's going to look out for himself.
You shouldn't trust anyone. Not just Verlender.
But Jane and Astrid trusted you.
Everyone has a fucking price, Scarlet.
Yes. But if I make a deal with him, will he hold to the deal?
I find it important to point out that I know of Verlender. I know of him quite well. In fact, I know his parents even better. I don't know him. I can read him very fucking well. But I don't know him.
She knows him in the biblical sense.
Of what you've read for him, or of him, if I make a deal with him, it would be best to make sure my side of the deal that benefits me is fulfilled first, so he doesn't just break the deal.
It depends on the deal. These are not yes and no questions, Scarlet, and I don't know the intricacies of your relationship with Verlender. How you and Verlender behave versus how anyone else in Verlender behaves are two very different things. This party that you're traveling with is a perfect example. You're all fucking crazy, can I just say? None of you know how to work together. None of you.
No.
That's important. Not about trust.
I mean, we went to retrieve something, we did it, we brought it back. We're going to have to get to know each other and work together better if we're going to continue on from here after we hand stuff over. But if I get him to help me with my family problem in return for me using some of my family money to help him with his family problem.
Good luck. Listen, Scarlet. There is a reason that Verlender is not at his home. There is a reason why he is frightened of his parents. It's because he's not like them.
Well,
so, if that's anything to go off, might not be able to trust him at all, but you can certainly trust him more than them. I can't give you these answers. You need to learn them yourself. And that's not me attempting to be dismissive of it. It's that
no.
I don't have the answer you're seeking. But I am sorry about your friend. And I'm not a threat. Because if I was, you would be dead already.
Oh, I know that. I was like a little gnat when I did my stuff, but it just meant that I told you how I felt. I know you could have squashed me like a bug. That's fine.
I will accompany you to the castle. And if you permit it, I would like to be there when you all do the exchange. I'm curious to see what they want with this berry.
If I give you some gold,
You won't get it back.
No. Can I pay you to read them for me? Because there's a question I want to ask Rayella.
Okay. I'm pretty good at that. Sure. Why not?
Because the impression I get is if I'm exchanging gold, you will stick to it.
Don't pay me, though. Instead, when I need something from you, I'll just ask for it.
Part of me is very hesitant with that because you could ask for anything, but given my whole world's just been turned upside down, sure, why not?
She holds out her hand for you to shake.
And Scarlet will shake it.
Perfect. You absolutely explode on. No, I'm joking.
He said, "Go kill Verlender," and Scarlet's like, "All right."
Hey, you never know. You've just made
Yeah.
a deal. Back to those of you in the cabin underneath. Verlender gets up and is already up and overturns this bag. Are you just looking for everything or anything specifically? Because, like, you're going to find things like a change of clothes, rations, gold. Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah. Most specifically, he'll be looking for something that makes sense of the fact that they just shared that experience, of anything even remotely related to her actual relationship with his family, that can give him some sort of insight on that, or her individual kind of motivations, history, mundane inventory. Don't care. Just looking for some kind of insight into the part of Tybella that she's refused to share, or parts.
Okay. Sure. Okay, you find a couple of things. The first thing you find, you don't even need the guidance that D20 is offering you, but hey, you have guidance one day. And you find this ripped piece of paper. On it, when you open it, you find a symbol that looks scarily similar to the one that one of the ones Marcus is holding.
Yeah, and Verlender will just like click his fingers at Marcus, hold that up behind him while he continues rifling through the rest.
Great. You find a small, dark green emerald notebook. It's not like a regular journal size. It's a small notebook.
Mm-hmm.
And looks nice. You're opening it. You're leaving it. What are you doing?
Oh, just gonna check if it's trapped first.
Okay, great. Yeah, cool. Do your check for traps bullshit that you got to do as a rogue. I don't know what that is.
Nor do I. I don't actually remember how
I
that
feel like
works.
it's a sleight of hand plus your proficiency bonus. I
Oh
believe.
yeah, sure. Easy. Well, that's a 16 on the die.
That's like unlocking traps. We're not doing that, but hey, let's do that.
Sure. It's a 16 on the roll, plus 4 for sleight of hand, makes it a dirty 20.
Hot.
Proficiency 23.
Okay, I hate you. Basically, it's not trapped. That's nice.
Excellent. Brilliant.
So you've spent
Open
all
that
this
bad
time,
boy
like,
up.
you all watch as Verlender like pulls out this truly so small notebook and is just like trying to fucking.
I don't know.
suss
She's
it
like
out.
got it fucking booby trapped to some crazy magic shit. I don't want to be set on fire by opening this thing. No,
Delphine thinks that's just how people read books. Here.
Yeah, Delphine's like, ooh, book reading.
That's how I'm gonna start reading books.
Oh no. You
running fingers along each seam.
Wow. You open it, and you find it's basically like a thought book where you like, if there's something you got to remember, you just jot it down.
Mm-hmm.
So in like this cursive ink on the front page, you see a dot point and it says Amaryllis. The spelling for that, I believe, I will get to you at some point.
Unimportant.
Yeah. As you kind of rifle through, another thing that you notice is the term Veil Keepers is used a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And just various kind of names, some of which you would recognize as just people around your family's, just around your family in general. But kind of nobodies, not anyone of significance. You would find a couple of heated words specifically about your mother and basically like, fuck her, she's the worst.
Good.
But aside from that, that's kind of all you find.
What? Nothing about me?
No.
Fuck. Fine. All right. Anything else? Tosses that
Must
back.
not have been a very good lay.
Toss.
They
Oh,
didn't
no.
sleep together.
All right. Haven't slept with Tybella yet.
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Notebook will go back into the hammock. Then anything else amongst all that?
Not really.
Ugh. God.
And you know what? It makes
absolutely.
sense. It makes sense because like you think about yourself and what you would leave behind if people could rifle through it.
I know.
And you're like, all right, this makes sense.
Yeah. Strangely, perhaps, given the attitude, he will not kindly stuff everything back into the bag and then very casually and disrespectfully toss it in the rough direction of where he grabbed it from.
Excellent. Delphine, Marcus, and Sol, what are the three of you doing as Verlender is just absolutely upturning this bag?
I don't know if you saw, but as Sol grabbed the bits of awesome Malahirian wool, which was a towel,
Okay,
he'll turn into
great.
bandages later.
Mhm.
A very affectionate cat happened to come on the stream, and I missed a lot of stuff. So Sol was dealing with that.
Okay, great.
Let's make that up.
Okay, great. There's a cat that's boarded the ship.
Oh, the ship cat. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the rat cats are on the
Should
ship.
have cats to get rid of the rats.
Yeah.
That's common knowledge.
Yeah, right.
And Sol was dealing with that for some strange reason. Has seen Verlender rummage through someone's property and be like, did anyone see that? What are we doing?
Okay, great. Delphine, Marcus, what are we doing?
Dolphin's just gonna be like looking at everyone to see if this is normal that you just go through people's stuff because she was told you can't enter rooms without knocking, so now we just go through people's stuff. She's confused. What is the correct procedure?
Good.
Hang on,
Truly,
hasn't
so dumb.
Delphine like been here for 70 years or something?
Yeah, but she doesn't know what the fuck you
innocent
guys
as
are doing.
fuck.
She's from like a small town, like lived in a little village, like a farm village, and everyone just
Motown
went to
Delphine.
homes. Like everyone knew each other. She helped birth children to the other families. Like not her give birth, like she, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we get it. We get it.
Just polite people shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She's from a very small town. She doesn't understand what the fuck you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Excellent.
don't even have doors.
Neither does a lot of other people. It's okay.
Marcus, what are you doing?
Marcus, obviously, when Verlender went up to and upended was literally close by. There were two things. There was one, and Verlender's not going to see it, but there was a note of obvious concern on Marcus's face because this is a different pace for Verlender in the first time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would like to do an insight check to see, has he gone? Was Verlender going into an aggressive kind of hunting mode, or was it more kind of an impassioned mode? I'm trying to get the sense of the level of what Verlender was kind of going towards, because it wasn't Tybella. There seemed to be something more about that, and we don't know the
Without
dream.
even a check required,
Yeah.
the vibe is almost identical to when he threw a dagger into the doorway in that
Right.
little
No,
hotel.
absolutely right.
It's
Okay.
it's a slight frenetic panic kind
Sure.
of to his normal
Okay.
deal.
And the second, as soon as Verlender starts clicking his fingers at the ring, there's a massive focus on that DM. So I'd like to do an investigation, because literally I imagine it was just like a quick, I was going through and looking at the book and working it out.
You mean the piece of paper
The symbol
with the symbol?
Yeah.
Yep. You don't even need to investigate it. It is identical to one of the symbols that you hold. And
Any
not the
notes?
one that you have understood thus far.
Okay. Marcus will take as much possibility to kind of memorize it. In fact, I'll do a minor image at the same time, just so I've got an opportunity to this. And I will turn the image around to Delphine. And as you imagine the scene that kind of Marcus is kind of got the page, and there was a click, and he turns around, and then there's Verlender just kind of throwing things around, and then Delphine's kind of just looking at horror at us. Marcus turns back and kind of tries to kind of close off the Verlender seat and says, this symbol, does it appear to be of something you recognise? Because the last time you said it was an ancient language that was yours. While Verlender's doing Verlender stuff behind him.
Delphine,
Do I need to do
Delphine,
an
yeah.
insight check?
what you're going to do for me is a history check, please. But
Okay.
you were visited by someone in your dreams who will give you advantage for this.
Oh, sick, because I'm pretty shit at history because I'm dumb.
You also have guidance from Marcus. So you can add a d4 to your roll.
Thank
Nice.
God I got advantage because I just rolled a 2.
Ah!
Okay, and a D4, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, my light's blinking. That's real fun for everyone.
Boom, boom.
Excuse me. Wow, now it's ready. It's coming out.
Going into clubbing mode.
Yeah, it's ready to party. It knows we've got a Castleton recording later. What was your roll?
16.
16. It's looking at this, understanding that it's an ancient language. It's not that you understand it. It's that almost like someone whispers the thought into your mind.
Yeah.
And while you understand that the symbol that you are looking at represents one word, you recall a phrase.
Okay,
and
yeah.
the phrase that you recall is that there is terror in twos.
Okay. So Delphine's just gonna have a look at it for a second. And she's gonna kind of turn to Marcus and be like, I don't know like I can't read it exactly, but I have a really deep sense that it's telling us a warning, and it feels like it says that there is terror in twos, but like the number 2. Does that mean anything to you?
A mystery within a mystery. Thank you. It's Are you feeling better?
You
Much
feel
better, thank you.
great. You feel
Yeah, I feel awesome.
so much better. And not only do you feel better, you've actually gained the benefits of a long rest before anyone else in your party has.
Yeah. Cool.
Because no one
I feel
else
great.
has yet.
Wonderful, thank you.
This may seem rather odd as a way, but this seems to be, how can I put it? A lot of mystery on this boat and a lot of learning that's happened before in the last just few hours itself. Saul is currently making bandages, which is unusual during a moment of such things. I'm not sure why Tybella's gone. And Verlender, are we worried about Tybella at this point in time? Do we have any concerns?
I'm not worried about Tybella, no.
Okay. Are we
I'm
worried?
worried about us, potentially. But I don't have enough information and I'm stuck on this fucking boat!
Capital point.
How
so could
how
you make this
long
go
in-
faster?
How long until we get to shore?
I was about to say, do you want me to take you out to the front of the boat and we can look at the horizon together? Might settle you down somewhat.
It's a
Are you taking
beautiful-
your tablets?
It is a beautiful sentiment, Sol, but I'd want not an inch of my skin exposed. At this point in time, I will hide down here in the shadows quite comfortably, thank you.
And a DM question, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing a loopy loop from Malahira to pass to send us up into Agora. Is that right?
Yes. I did
And
provide a path that you were traversing.
Mm.
how many more? I think we were. I'm gonna guess here from last episode. We were at days or
No, it's no.
hours.
So
it was
you
a
would
1 day
understand
journey.
that if you were to fulfill your long rest, there would only be a couple of hours before you would get there.
Right. And only Delphine's done 4 hours because I don't.
No, you don't know how many hours she's done, but she is long rested.
I'm guessing at that only because of racial traits and stuff.
Well, the good news is, doesn't matter, because that's not the truth unless I say it is.
She was sick,
Can
so
I
it could be anything.
can I
12
roll
hours straight.
a survival check or something to understand how far away we are?
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to give you specific hours because I don't remember the specific hours, but it's probably going to be roughly 8. Like, that's going to be the
Oh, no,
vibe.
that's good. That's good. Um, if we rest now, if you're getting a little bit
You're halfway
antsy,
through a rest, so you've only got 4 hours left to go.
another 2 tablets, you'll be fine for the next couple of hours.
Delphine, while Saul's doctoring, may I have a stroll with you on the deck for a moment? You might want to bring your sword just in case.
Speaking of
I
the
always
deck,
have my sword.
we're going to go back to Scarlet, who is standing there with Tybella. Is there anything else you're doing, Scarlet, in this moment? Tybella looks
No.
like she's ready to kind of rest.
Scarlet, having not been present for the conversation about the rings, but having overheard stuff to do with the rings,
Yeah, you did.
will catch a look at Tybella's hand
Mhm.
and see whether or not it's something she recognizes.
Yeah. Roll a perception check for me.
Let's see if a different dice does any better. Nat 1.
Wonderful.
You don't feel any familiarity to this ring.
Okay, cool.
In fact,
Awesome.
it's kind of
I'm wearing one, but I've got
upsetting.
no idea.
It's upsetting because, like, you know, you've grown up around the finer things, and seeing a band like this one that is finely made, with no stone in it, it's a little like, well,
Have you ever thought about having a stone put back in that?
she covers her hand where the ring is, and not in like a cagey way, in like a just kind of remembering that it's their way. No, I haven't. I will keep it how it is.
That's fair. Sometimes things mean more the way they are than if you make changes to them.
Yes, that you're right about. Scarlet? Gosh, is that the time? I think now is a good time for rest. I'm going to go back down to my hammock. Someone should keep an eye on Jonan.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm staying up here.
He sleepwalks sometimes. It's not very pleasant.
I know. Yeah. And especially with Astra not being around anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she will
So the
give you
door,
kind of,
the door jamming was a good idea, is what I'm hearing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Soul save lives.
She gives like a polite kind of nod at you, and then she makes her way back to her hammock. She actually, like, as she comes back downstairs and sees all of you kind of still gathered there. She's now back in the form that you all recognize her in, her elven form. And she does not acknowledge a single one of you fuckers. She just gets straight back into her hammock and, like a child that just does not want to talk to anyone, just rolls over and is like, no. What are you doing, Scarlet? Are you going to stay up there, or are you going to go
Swallowing
back
a bunch of ice that I just put in my mouth.
I'm glad you're swallowing and not spitting, because spitters are
Yeah.
quitters.
No. Spitters are quitters. Scarlet will effectively go back and finish her long rest, but be consistently pondering the whole time, given Tybella is so much more powerful than her, why would Tybella want that in return? What on earth could Scarlet do that Tybella couldn't do? And that would be one of the things that she'll be thinking about when she goes back to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. Love that. I believe Verlender doesn't technically have to rest, so I think you're good.
How long did you say we'd been resting?
4.
Perfect. In that case, correct. And he will take up a position with a line of sight on like the stairs leading down into this room, dagger in each hand, eyes trained on that single entrance into this fucking space,
Cool.
unblinking as much as possible, unable to take any more rest, essentially.
Cool.
I was 100% going to be forced to take a level of exhaustion if you didn't say force, so thank you.
Well, you're an elf, so you get to do that. Marcus, Delphine, you also don't need to rest, so you can stay awake. Marcus and Sol, are you doing anything? Are you going to stay awake? Are you going to go back to rest?
I think Marcus wanted to chat.
Oh yeah, you guys are heading up to the deck.
Yep.
Before we do that, Sol, are you doing anything before you go back to resting?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm by myself in the cabin currently.
Well, it's an open cabin and everyone's kind of still there, aside from... actually, no, it's just you, Verlender and Tybella. And Argus, who is asleep on a couch nearby and has not woken during any of this.
I'm going to. I guess there's bunks in there that you can sleep in. Yeah,
Hammocks, yes.
hammocks. Yeah. After gathering up my stuff, and I'll jump in the hammock and kind of push myself in and grab that square ring that was presented to me. And I'm going to mull over it a little bit more
Was
if
it
I can.
presented to you, or did you just remember it? I feel like you just remembered it.
I picked it up, didn't I?
It was given to you, but then it got sleight of handed back.
Oh, that's right. You don't
You've been
have it
told.
anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, right. In which case, I will mull over it.
You will be confused when you look for it.
And then think to myself about it. And if I can, before I go to rest, I'll try and remember why this looks familiar. Other than it was
in the possessions of your grandfather's belongings.
grandfather. Yeah, but
You remember
a bit
seeing
more on top of that.
You remember seeing him wear it on occasion, not all the time. But aside from that, nothing.
Then I will sit there and dwell because I did not know my grandfather very well.
Which is why you kind of can't glean too much more.
Cool.
Marcus and Delphine, as you make your way upstairs, what are you doing?
So, ladies first, especially heavily armoured ladies first with swords. Be rude not to.
Yeah.
As we reach the top of the deck, Marcus, in his massively dishevelled format, care and clothes that are kind of akimbo at this point in time, offers an arm to Delphine and says, would you mind just strolling around the boat with me just for a few moments? I'll explain why.
Takes it.
And we watch Tybella just kind of storm past us dramatically.
Yeah.
But in her current form, in her normal
Yeah, her elven
thing, right?
form.
And we'll try to keep a straight face and not stare after her.
Mm-hmm.
Does she exert any magic as she goes past? Because I've still got the detect magic up. Because I'd like to do a tour of the boat to see if there's any magical residual around the boat.
Okay. In an effort to not waste your time,
Sure.
nothing from what you've not already gleaned.
That's brilliant. Again, just wanted to sense if there was anything.
I love
particular.
it. I love your passion. It's just that we're stuck on a boat.
No, you're fine. Again, that's good as well as bad. And as we go through, Delphine, you don't know us very well, and we don't know you very well, and some of this may seem odd because it absolutely is, but the coincidences piling up here are astronomically unlikely to happen. Now, I'm not a scientist like Sol, but none of this is coincidence. There seems to be an awful lot of things being put into train. And again, very respectfully, I've literally got a toothpick and you're carrying a sword and wearing armor. I am going to ask you about what you're carrying in your bag, though, because it wasn't there beforehand. And again, please don't throw me off the boat.
It's okay to ask questions. I don't think I can fully explain what it is, other than it's a gift from the spirits that I can summon if I ever feel the need, that I need their guidance.
Again, not looking to be thrown or stabbed at this point in time, but, we're on a boat and I gesture round to the blackness around us. I mean, are you normally visited by celestial beings that gift you things? Or is this a first?
I wouldn't say it's a normal occurrence for me to receive gifts from them that are manifested physically. I do receive many gifts in the form of words and guidance and teachings.
So you hear voices, is what you're saying.
Fuck.
Did Marcus actually say that? I guess to those who've not grown in a spiritual environment, it might come across that way.
No. So don't get me wrong. I see the dead and the spirits of the dead in many strange places from there. But I'm just trying to understand you. And
typically, they visit me in my dreams. When I was home, it was easier to commune with the spirits because my home has a much more magical connection. We're much more aligned with nature and with the spiritual world. It's been a bit more difficult for me to commune with them since I've been here, because it feels like there's just a hole where magic should be. It's almost gaping. But they find their ways. If there's something that they need to communicate, they will fill me. They will utilize me.
Sold.
No, keep going. This is a novel by itself.
I'm dying.
Keep going. I'll be selling this to Verlender later on. It's fine. Keep going.
Yeah, Ash subscribed courtesy of that.
Thanks.
Well done.
Thanks for the sub, Ash.
She was
Wow.
like filling holes.
Yeah, wow. We're
Oh,
truly
no.
all gaping, I guess.
Best-selling Malahia, I can tell you. But so DM, at this point, as Delphine's explained that, can I try either religion or arcana to understand this void that's been talked about, the lack of presence? Is it a spirituality thing? Is it a kind of druidic thing that are kind of getting the sense? Have I heard of something similar to this? Because I know the connection to the Feywild, but I'm just trying to get a sense of, we're in the middle of a bloody ocean at this point in time, right? Mm-hmm. And then suddenly she's got a celestial visitor. This is a bit odd.
Yeah, cool. You can make a religion check.
Thank you. Give myself guidance. Check. That is a
Really hot.
It's truly so hot.
confusing 13.
A confusing 13. You are, even with a 13, a man of research. You enjoy learning. Oh no. And so, thinking upon what Delphine is saying, you don't think it's unheard of that people are visited by their gods. What is weird is that those gods or spirits, whatever you would like to call them, or celestial visitors in general, are less heard of in Damada, in the world of Damada. Because A, the history of Damada is pretty murky, and B, whilst other gods are present in Damada, it's really the 4 main ones that would have any form of presence in Damada itself. So you would think if this was happening with Delphine, it's either going to be A, someone from the Feywild who has found a connection to her through their own means, or she could be being spoken to by one of the 4 deities of Damada.
Delphine, again, I recognise that you're a striking woman carrying a sword and again boat, and I'm in my underwear, but could I see what's in your bag?
Oh, of course. She reaches into her bag and she just dumps everything on the deck. Just because she thought you meant literally. You wanted to see everything in her bag. So you see some javelins, you see rope, you see like some snacks, a little jar of honey, and then amongst all the mess, you see a water lily. And it's like a very light baby blue type color that kind of fades into white. DM, correct me if I'm wrong. It probably has a little bit of a glow to it. And just kind of sits there, even though I just dumped everything out haphazardly. It just kind of sits beautifully. Not a scrunch, even though I've just shoved it in my bag. It's like perfect.
Yeah. And is that natural to anything I've seen in Damada?
It's not natural, but you've definitely seen magic inhabit things like nature. This glow specifically has an aura to it that you're unfamiliar with, but you, based on the fact that you sense divine magic, could kind of 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if there was any link back to the Feywild, back to your kind of statement about is it Fey magic or is it something magic here? And that's why I was just wondering if it has that kind of otherworldly beauty that isn't just celestial.
No,
type.
it doesn't feel like otherworldly Fey.
Okay. What can I ask? What it does?
Summons the spirits, I guess. I didn't really ask. I just know that I can ask for help. She didn't think to ask, honestly. She's quite dumb. She just takes things at face value.
Excellent.
Okay. We probably need to put it somewhere a little bit special or close to you, and if I may, can I pin it to your armor?
Yeah, it would fit right in with her armor because she does tend to have flowers all amongst her armor, so you could definitely pin it on her armor and it wouldn't look out of place at all. It would just be a total part of her.
So DM, what I'm tempted to do is fold it into the kind of armor away, so it's not completely invisible, but anyone who be looking for certain things will be able to see it.
Yeah, cool. Easy enough to do.
Okay. Delightful. Again, not being of the elven persuasion, although being a fair hand at the language, I get some of the words occasionally muddled up. I need to sleep for like a very long time. For another bit. It's a human chair. One of these challenges that we face. I mean, perhaps you'd like to pilot the boat or do something like that.
You don't make me keep you. You can go get your sleep. I have learnt very quickly that the people here need a lot of sleep.
I'm it seems a bit tense downstairs. Have you seen anywhere that's reasonable to sleep somewhere else, for example?
You could stay where I was. I don't know whose room it was, but it had a bed. I'm not using it.
Well, I'll happily utilize that room for the evening.
She's just gonna pick up her stuff because it's just still like rolling around. Jars of dirt just rolling around the deck.
Marcus will try and help you for a minute and then kind of like just kind of like stack it up so it stops running and be, well, delighted to talk to you, and if you meet any other celestial beings, love to chat in the morning.
You mean other than our friend Scarlet?
What?
Did I tell someone's secret? Do you not know?
Well, what do you know? Not to put too fine a point on it.
She was there.
Yeah. I know she's a celestial. She's part celestial.
She missed that.
That's all I know.
She
That's
left
the end of
before
it.
the whole daddy conversation.
No. So
Yeah.
it was there. But it's like, but what do you sense that, or did you just hear it?
Yeah, I can sense it, and I also it was confirmed.
Well, a lot of people say a lot of things. I find it's kind of marvelous what people like to lie about, basically, or extend the truth on. But you can actually sense Scarlet has celestial heritage.
Well, I didn't know that was the word for it. I thought, oh my gosh, I thought she was a spirit, but she said she's not a spirit, but she feels like a spirit. And she speaks like a spirit, like my mum did.
Would you say that the Scarlet's like a vessel?
It's not like she's a vessel. It's more like it's part of her. Like it's part of her body, like in her blood. It's
Okay.
there.
So to analogize it simply, is Scarlet like an empty chair that needs to be filled by a spirit?
I don't know. Is the spirit going to be watching?
Is there a chair where the spirit should be?
I need this other book to come out and finish writing these things up. Delphine, I think you have a very, very fertile
Very
mind
quickly,
for a very different set.
D and Salt, you can both take inspiration. Thank you. And that is tonight's
totally
How to
forgot.
Fuck with Prometheans challenge complete. Thank you.
Oh wow, well done. Oh
Wow.
no,
Excellent.
Did you enjoy that?
a little too much.
It's awkward because the utilize comment got really just thrown.
Yeah, I did say utilize me, but nobody
And
noticed.
I think D said utilize as well. So there
I
you go.
think you did too.
I did, but you were getting to the adult area of the kind of conversation about being utilised, and I was like, you know what? But that's a salt conversation, not a Marcus one.
No.
Oh no.
Wow. Okay.
Get some sleep.
Cool.
Yeah, you go, Ben.
As you all those of you who do need to rest, find rest. And Soul, as you kind of start to drift off, thinking about your grandfather, you're right, you didn't know him very well. But what you do know is that, very much like the rest of your family, he was very militant. He grew up in Sediva. And he served as part of the order there that was in charge of making sure magic was not utilized incorrectly by the masses. He died during a battle. You only met him a couple of times, but very hardened man and not very affectionate to any of your family. Does that address the question that you sent me?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, perfect. You'll sleep and you can all take a long rest, which is excellent. And while you all take a long rest, we're going to take a short rest. We're going to have a quick 10-minute break. And we will be back straight after to find out if you will ever actually complete this quest.
I know. How many hours till we get to fucking shore, Emily?
Anyway, number fucking stay. See you in a couple
Just
of
the one.
minutes. Take care of yourself and your bladder. See you soon. hey, we're live, and fucking hell, I'm so glad the audio from the break is never broadcast. Welcome back to Echoes of
I
Divinity,
hope not.
where I regret my choices to invite all of these people every day. And I say that as a liar.
She loves us.
I do.
Yeah.
I love you all very, very deeply. Hey, speaking of deep, Delphine, do you want to recap what's happened in the stream so far?
Let's cut to Soul for the moment because he's a man of science and can fully articulate the
Did you say
undulating.
recap or regape?
No,
Oh, no.
Perhaps someone else then.
Okay, Promethean, since I pick on you consistently, you recap.
Yeah, we're still in a boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tybella lost her shit and dropped her disguise as a result, which was amazing. Verlender pilfered or went through all of her shit and found a symbol that Delphine sort of pseudo-interpreted as being related to the phrase "there's terror in twos." No, I wasn't listening to what other people were doing.
Oh God. Okay, excellent. Let's go straight back in then. Fuck you all. Hey, you all take a long rest. Please physically do that if you haven't already.
Okay, good
Marcus,
night.
Except for me.
Do we level up,
I
Tina?
made jewelry.
yeah. You do not level up. Delphine and Marcus, you gain inspiration.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
Cheers for that.
This is bullshit. This is fucking Emily's channel, and we should collectively be going after her. Thank you, not me.
You were running
do
very
compare
close
that,
to tech time, and I decided to pick on you.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on. You spend the next few hours on this boat. To be specific, the remaining 6 to 8 hours that were left. Is there anything last call, anything hyper specific anyone would like to achieve before the end of this boat journey?
It's probably clear.
Sorry.
Go.
Delphine was just going to spend the rest of the time making jewelry with the jeweler's
I
kit
love it. And you do.
that I was
Like,
given. Yeah.
yeah, you make, let me know if there's anything specific you want to make at any point in time. But you make it pretty easily.
Because I'm awkward and I don't want to ask for the jeweler's kit back, I spend at least an hour to create a new jeweler's kit from my features.
Excellent. Love that. You
Very
do that.
cool.
Valenda, what were you doing?
It's quite clear to at least a couple of you who've traveled with him. Well, pretty much to everyone. He wants to have a conversation with Tybella, but he's also being real fucking sulky about it and refuses to engage.
Excellent. Marcus, anything you're doing?
I'm going to check in with Scarlet, but we could basically it's almost kind of the kind of companion piece just to see how she sits and if she talks and if she wants to talk apart, because we got everybody else doing their stuff. So literally just kind of just sitting around and being in a thing and having that kind of open look about ready for a conversation. Because we haven't really chatted, but just kind of see the vibe that's going on, because there's a lot that's just happened to this very young lady.
To use a big word, and you wouldn't really have to do insight because she's not someone who's routinely hides things, but she's very contemplative.
So Marcus will give the kind of Scarlet space at this point in time, but I am absolutely keeping an eye on where the heck Tybella is. Now, there was some other dude in the boat, but I've forgotten where he was, because I never know where Jordan is in the first place, right? So,
Jonan.
you know,
Okay.
'cause I think he left
He
sometime
was
ago.
there.
No, he's there with Scarlet.
Sure, of course he is. and then we'll look for Ronnie as well, because apparently he's here with, and I'll send him off to I'll send him off to Soul.
Grommy has been guarding the bottles of Thornberry wine the entire fucking time, because
Good
you
boy.
were like basically telling him how important it was that you got these bottles. So he has been on guard this entire time, at least as far as you know.
Sure. And then dramatically, I'll say, "Land ho!"
Just quickly before we get there, with a natural 20 insight, Tybella will notice that you are attempting, or you would like to talk to her, but are being very salty about it. And can you make a counter insight check for me, please?
Jesus, yes. Oh, that's not great. 7.
She looks smug, but does not talk to you at all for the remainder of the journey.
Brilliant.
It's not hard, Marcus, for you to keep your eyes on her either, because she was fully rested also by the time that she woke. So she has spent all of her time up on the deck, pretty much looking out, not engaging. As you finally make it back to the docks that border Agora, Argus comes out, he ties the boat up, kind of looks at you all as you're kind of gathering your things, looks at you, Scarlet, and says, I didn't probably handle this entire thing very well. I'm sorry.
Which bit? Telling me without warning, telling me some of it, and then telling me to go back to the people who probably killed my mother and have been lying about it the whole time, to ask them about it, because, yeah, they'll certainly tell the truth after all this time. Or telling me enough to know that if I keep doing what I'm doing, they're going to come and kill me too.
I don't think they... I think if they were going to kill you, they probably would have already.
Why? They waited. Marisol went out on her own, went home, got killed. I've gone out on my own. What's going to be the difference?
Marisol and I would... we were doing... Our business was not something that your grandparents approved of, and not in a young, discovering the world way. In a Agora, for example, is not a place we would be very welcomed in.
Or is it for telling me and then not speaking to me for the rest of the time as if I don't exist? If it's easier to just that.
Oh, have we lost Tammy?
No.
She's back.
Wow.
If it's easier for you to go back like a day and still think that I don't exist, then that's like fine.
No, that's not what I would like. And it's weird because as he's talking, you kind of recognize some of the stubbornness in yourself in the way that he's kind of speaking.
Does she have enough insight for that, really? No.
I think it would be not even insight. It's just like, it's like when you look in a mirror. And he's like, I'm sorry for all of those things. I'm not gonna make excuses for them. But I guess if you wanted to glean the other side, expecting that all of your family is, or the people that you care about from your family is dead, and discovering that they're not is an easy thing for me to stomach either. I didn't talk to you because I wasn't sure what to say. And I'd rather not waste your time with things that I haven't thought about or don't matter.
Well, I know where you are. I don't know where I'll be. But maybe in a while, after I've been home, I will write to you and let you know how I made them bleed until everything looked scarlet.
I would like to hear from you again. And
I mean,
if you
yeah.
ever want a change of scenery, you're always welcome here.
You might want to check your stock. Some of the people in the group here don't respect privacy or boundaries.
Can we hear her tell him this?
I feel like we're all standing
I
around
feel
in a
like
fairly
we're all
tight
standing
circle.
right here.
Yeah.
He looks at all of you then and is just like, good to know, I guess.
Delphine had
Oh.
absolutely nothing to do with this. I would like it to be on.
But what's great is that she slept in the room that was searched and rifled through. So if he figures out anything's missing, he's going to think it's her.
Professionally, and he would never know unless he knows the exact amount of gold coins are in that
Yeah, I
pouch,
think you only took 1 gold coin, so it's fine.
which Sol currently has in his possession, so fuck you all.
Wow, you're framing
Yeah.
Soul. I love it.
You'll see Soul clear his throat and be like, just kind of shrug.
We all have. Yeah, so just sometimes we don't let each other sort our own shit out.
Those are usually the best kind of friends.
Eye roll from Verlender.
Scarlet.
I roll from Soul.
Yeah, Scarlet. I think probably now is
Does
a
not
marvelous
acknowledge.
time to be heading on. Argus, you know where we are, and we know where you are, and at some point we'll all meet again. But unfortunately, we have a little bit of business up at the castle.
We have some business in Agora also. We won't be leaving until the day after tomorrow. So if you do require passage back to Malahir, the option is there.
Marvelous. That's most kind. Delphine, you don't know this, but we're going to this large castle to speak to someone important that Scarlet knows. Just a simple job. Grommy, I'll take the bottles now and just make sure they're looked after properly. Thank you so much. Marvelous.
You all make your way off, and as you're kind of giving
Except
this...
for Verlender, who will wait just briefly.
Okay.
I'll catch up in just a moment. I think I forgot
Bye-bye.
something on the ship.
Tybella will quickly speak up.
I will look to Marcus for a moment and be like, oh,
Hold on,
Grumpy
wait.
is going to
There's
come
a-
with us, yes?
There's a lot of stuff happening at once. Hold on. Hold on. Grommy's with you all, so don't worry about Grommy. Fuck. Tybella will say to you, Marcus, and kind of the rest of the group as well, just have it known that I will be coming along with you to the castle, as will Jonan.
Oh, marvelous.
Verlender will throw a look at Scarlet on that. It's just a questioning look, relatively easy to interpret as, is that okay with you?
Feel free to roll an insight check if you so wish.
Sure. Yeah, 1923.
Scarlet has no tension or animosity left there.
Okay, great.
It's very clear that she is aware that this was the plan, and she is perfectly happy with this being the plan.
Brilliant. In which case, he'll say nothing to that.
You watch Sol as Grommy kind of runs off. He's carrying a couple of bottles of Thornberry wine. As you all make your way off the boat, aside from Verlender, what are you doing?
Can I do something before I chase after Grummy? Not that I do chase after him.
Yeah.
a similar kind of thing, actually. Is there any animosity between Verlender, Scarlet, and Tybella? 'Cause I haven't had a lot to do with Tybella, but I'm just
You
watching her.
can roll an insight check for me.
Hang on, the three of them? Is there tension between the three of them?
That's a complicated answer.
You can
Yeah,
roll
I
an
think there's gonna
insight
be a
check,
IDC,
but it will be an
and I just-
individual answer for each person, is what it will be.
First time I use my character sheet tonight. Oh my gosh. 17 and
Why are you saying and?
insight 5. 22.
Okay. You kind of look between these three individuals. You look at Tybella, and she is a fucking steel force. You cannot glean anything from this woman. She looks like she is just focused on the job at hand and does not look like she gives a fuck about anyone in this party.
Makes me want to
Scarlet,
talk to her more.
would Soul glean anything from you at a 22 about tension between yourself and Verlender or yourself and Tybella?
So she is perfectly at ease with Tybella now. It's not even like it's just dissipated, almost like she's sort of flicked it off overnight. The way she perceives Verlender is a little bit concerned. So obviously she has, for some reason, become concerned, like as in looking out for someone's welfare. Not
Okay.
concerned as in scared.
Good.
And Verlender, same deal.
I think given the conversations that they've had so far, Valenda's attitude to Scarlet has kind of relaxed a bit as soon as they've kind of arrived at the dock. So he's made it fairly clear that he considers this to be Scarlet's gig and is looking to her to kind of conclude the gig. That's essentially the bulk of what you get, primarily because he is quite clearly distracted by an agitation towards or from Tybella.
And as you glean that information, Verlender, what are you doing?
I just want to have a quick little word to Argus
Right.
when the rest of them are out of earshot.
And they are out of earshot.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I just wanted to do a quick turnaround and use my bedside manner to get a grasp on what might be going on. I'm gonna go after the cobbled
Yeah.
or cobble.
Cool. You all leave aside from Verlender.
I feel like this situation that you have with your newly rediscovered daughter might be smoothed somewhat if you just give her the fucking letters.
He goes like 2 shades paler. And then like kind of looks like he shakes it off a little bit and he goes, letters.
I'm sure they're of quite a high sentimental value, but surely you would agree there's someone else who could potentially glean something from them more than yourself right now.
You might be right. And I will at least know who to bill if I'm missing anything.
I'll have you know, I've been very kind. Last chance. Before I go catch up with them, you can gift them right now.
I think I'll hold on to them.
And that tells me everything I need to know about exactly what kind of father you really are. Or could have been. And Verlender will fuck off and catch up with the group.
Whoa. Love it. Okay, excellent.
Now, on
Kill
the
Verlender.
on the way to the castle, so before we go storming the castle, Scarlet will stop off and post that letter that I have sent you a copy of. It is
Yep.
up to you, given time, if you would like it read out on stream or not.
Not yet. I will tell you when. It costs you a literal fuck all money to send this off. So, a fucking copper piece will do. And letter is gone. There is a feeling with sending it that is like that sense of the unknown that kind of hits you like in the chest. But you're pretty good at what you do. So.
But it also makes her feel like she's got more control of the situation now. So
Yeah.
something's been typed somewhere. I'm going looking.
Okay. Excellent.
Delphine's just going to question if there is a dress code for this
You look
meeting.
marvellous as is, dear.
You would all
Marvellous as is.
recall that you all dressed up last time that you went to the castle.
We did. A little
Are you
bit fancy.
doing the same?
So we'd bought some clothes before we left, DM, when we got onto the boat beforehand. So if we can just say that we're ready to go
Okay.
with those clothes. And
Delphine, you would have
Delphine-
noticed this as well.
Are we buying new
No.
clothes? Like, is there time to buy new clothes, or are we just using from existing stuff?
You can do whatever you want.
So as we were on the docks, Marcus went out and bought a bunch of bits and pieces. So if you wanted to buy something there, Scarlet, he would have quite happily picked you up something from there. And as we walk through town, Marcus is pointing with his walking stick and giving Delphine a tour of the town that he knows very little about, but is pretending to know a lot more about in the first place. Pointing out how Loudra turns and the wonderful ambience. And to the castle, please, DM.
So Scarlet will actually stop and buy new clothes on the way through, and they are very, very fucking different from what you've seen her wear.
Would you like to describe them for us?
So basically the top half
While I
will-
write my DM notes in this notebook?
Yeah. The top half will look like almost like a black leather corset, but it actually comes down in the middle and it's got red gemstones speckled on it, almost like her heart's been bleeding down into it. And the pattern stitching on the leather will actually look like a bunch of feathers, so it will just look like overlapping black feathers on the corset. The black skirt will be short at the front like her normal length, and then it will go down to a long length from the sides and back with some split panels in the back, and the lining is scarlet red. And then she will have like a black, sort of like a bolero that's long sleeved as well. And she will very quickly change her hair to the high ponytail look.
Hot.
Delphine is also going to change, but she is not going to go buy clothes or even stop to get changed. You're just going to kind of see her armor kind of disappear, and in place of her armor is, I guess you would call it almost a ball gown, but it's made entirely of leaves and vines, and has flowers blooming around the bust area, like has like a bouquet of flowers kind of thing, and then it kind of flows down to the ground in like just all leaves and vines, and she's not wearing shoes, but she still has her sword strapped to her back.
I have 2 questions for you, Salt. Question number 1, where are you just doing this as you're walking along?
Yep.
Number 2,
Oh no.
does it require magic?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can Scarlet have a chance as soon as she starts to see the transformation of like pulling her into a store where there's like a dressing room or something?
You would, but with a natural 20. There is a passerby that just yells out, and it's almost quite comical. Yells out, "Witch!" Just yells out, "Witch!" And you see a couple of heads turn towards you very, very quickly. And Delphine, you haven't been to Agora before.
No.
So you wouldn't
She
know
has
this.
no, she has been using her magic to help her village, so she's not aware of this.
All of you, aside from Delphine, would immediately recall that Agora heavily punishes people for the use of magic, particularly in plain sight. At this point, with the castle kind of in the distance, you do see some guards making their way towards you. What are you all doing?
Crowded area.
Yeah.
Great shout.
I'm so glad I didn't warn anyone that I was gonna do this.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
it was
I'm gonna
fucking
do
great.
it.
As soon as you started doing it, I was like, oh no.
Can I ask,
Yeah,
where's
okay.
the witness gone?
Yeah.
Can I see them?
He has like withdrawn and is like, it was a fear thing. It was like, witch, run.
Fucking perfect. Blending into the crowd as much as possible. Trying to make this super casual. Verlenders going after them.
Okay, great. Yeah, sweet. What's your movement speed?
Movement speed.
You're 30
is-
feet, right?
It's got to be 30 feet, right?
Yeah, great.
Yes,
This guy's 30 feet.
correct.
You can catch him nice and easy.
Beautiful.
So,
The moment
Yep.
that line of sight between myself, this person, and anyone who's likely to see this is broken, he's getting stabbed immediately under the ribs in the heart.
Oh my god. Okay, excellent. I'll get you to make a stealth roll for me as you do that. Marcus, what are you doing?
so DM. So Marcus was escorting the now very different. So can I just suggest that we're doing that as Scarlet's gone into this and come out this kind of fabulous kind of outfit, right? Which is obviously very things. The guy screams that, and Marcus does the following. Looking at the crowd around us, right? Marcus is going to create a major illusion of a fire, because people love a bit of panic and thing, and I want to. As
Fucking
Verlender
love this
just
team.
literally disappears like smoke. Literally want to make an appearance of fire and then shout fire to that one, right? And Delphine is going to be hidden in smoke.
How big is this fire?
It is a major illusion of fire. So the story above us burst into flames.
Okay, yeah, this
So
is
cast major
instantaneous, I
illusion.
guess. So you see
Major
these
image
guards.
comes across there, 3rd level spell.
Yeah.
Literally, the top floors explode dramatically.
Oh my
Smoke
god.
billows down around. I would say probably Delphine, probably Scarlet, because she knows what to do in these things.
Yeah.
Soul, and then Verlender just disappears like smoke anyway. So literally causes this kind of dramatic kind of Hollywood effect.
You
And
guys
hopefully,
are fucking cooked. Okay, excellent.
hopefully Scarlet's going to pull Delphine into to the shop that she was going to do.
Great.
And I will use performance and hopefully with the aid of Soul, call the guards to put out the fire. And the fire is going to creep up over the building.
You don't even need to call, because basically they're making their way towards you guys. The fire fucking explodes, smoke everywhere. Delphine disappears, and Verlenders run off. The smoke itself
Slinked
isn't
off.
slinked
you.
off. The smoke itself actually is what covers you, Verlender, as you don't even need that stealth roll anymore. You just fucking stab this guy straight.
It was a
heart.
26. So.
Okay, great. Well, you know, you
Man,
don't
all
even
I
know
wanted to
you
do
know
was,
where you
like,
are at
calm
this point.
emotions and not get him killed.
Okay.
This guy has fuck all hit points and dies.
I was really looking forward to pointing out that, as I would assume he'd be considered surprised, that's an automatic crit.
You can roll your damage if you want.
Look, I will. So that's 16 with the first dagger, and then if that didn't do it, as a bonus action,
He's
I'll
a
add another
fucking-
dagger and make sure that the job's finished.
He's just a town guy. Like, he has no hit points.
Was a town guy.
Yeah.
Now
Yes.
he's a town fitting.
Correct.
Fertilizer.
I'll like lean him up against a wall, put his head down so it looks like he's just having a little nap or something. Use that 26 to slink back to the party.
Yeah. Great. The guards redirect themselves immediately towards the fire. And the smoke starts to dissipate, I guess.
Does Soul see any citizens get hurt?
No.
Okay.
This
I
is
love
an
how Soul knows
assassination.
of that.
No with a
one will have
26 stealth.
no
unless
one will
you
have
can
line
roll
of sight
higher
on
than
this.
that. Like, and even then, like,
I am certain I cannot beat that proficiency.
yeah,
So
you'll also have to
I'll
do it
roll
at disadvantage because there's fucking smoke everywhere.
Yeah. And Marcus is elbowed Soul and says, "To the castle, dear boy." And then it's the same thing to basically Scarlet as she's dragging in there. We'll meet back at the main alleyway
So
again.
Scarlet will pull Delphine and basically just say, "Don't resist," and then take her into the nearest door. Basically, because Scarlet's tiny, but she's got strength. When they get close to a changing room, basically almost like that whole picking Delphine up and putting her in the dressing room and going, "No magic outside of this," and then close the curtain in front of her.
Okay. I'm at the castle, dear.
Delphine's confused by everything that just happened.
As that all kind
This is like-
of, you're all in the clear. As the smoke dissipates, Tybella actually looks at you, Delphine, and she goes, "Probably don't do that again, darling.
Why?
Magic is banned in Agora. You will get killed for it."
Yeah.
But why? It's just nature.
Well, not here. And she just like slinks back to the back of the fucking group.
One last thing, Delphine. You might notice that Verlender's name and accent changes. That's fine. Just be absolutely fine with it. It's just part of a cultural thing he does. Don't show any surprise because it's part of his culture.
Okay.
I'll just slip my arm around the heavily armored paladin and just kind of gently march her towards the thing because I've got no strength whatsoever.
She's not armored anymore.
I'm not armored anymore.
Yeah.
She's still
cute-looking.
a massive human, a massive being of creatures. So Marcus isn't particularly that strong, but gently guided towards the castle as quickly as humanly possible.
And you
She's
get there.
gonna just before we walk in, she's gonna be like, "Why is no one green?"
Huh? Well, this isn't the group.
Because she's used to having
It's not
like her best
easy
friends are
being
water
green.
genasi, so she's used to people being different colors. And so far, only Verlender's a different color.
Because people here don't like what is not familiar to them.
But why?
If you don't
She's
look like
so-
them, if you don't behave like them, all those sorts of things, they will push you out or worse.
But on a
That's
slightly
so
more
mean.
cheery note,
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I don't like it. It's part of the reason why I left home. But just, yeah.
Are you from here, Solera? Like, are you from Agora? Maybe.
No.
Don't know.
But no one's actually asked her that.
Okay.
You get to the castle. There is a familiar guard that is holding post. And this time, instead of questioning you at all, just gives you a nod and is like, "I was told that you would be coming back." And he looks like much more nervous this time, and escorts you all through. And as he does, he starts counting you all and realizes that there's actually 3 additional people. He looks like he's about to say something, and then he chooses not to.
There's only 2 additional people.
Jonan, Delphine, and Tybella.
But we also lost a baker.
That's true. Actually, you've also got Grommy with you, so there's 4. Like,
Still accurate. Like additional people and also 1 less people.
yeah, true. You make your way through, and you are led to the same room that you initially met Rayella Nightlock in. This study-looking room with a decanter, a bookshelf. There was a ton of fantasy smut on it from memory. And You are currently all sitting in there, alone, fire crackling, waiting for Rayella to arrive.
Is there in this room indication of a book that is being actively read, like on a sitting table with some kind of bookmark, open at a certain page?
No, there is not. But
Okay.
nice fucking try, you little shit.
You don't know. You have no
Definitely.
idea. None. You
I'm
don't
definitely
know.
walking up to the bookshelf and just picking up a book because I'm like,
Oh.
it's a library.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna read a book.
What happens when Delphine reads smut?
Yeah.
So, how big is this room?
It's quite snug. Just
Yeah.
quickly before we go to you, Sol, the the book you pick up is called My Method and Me. And
Good book. Good book.
It just like
Wholesome.
Classic.
it feels dirty in general. Fuck. Sol, what are you doing?
What happened back there?
There was a misunderstanding with Delphine and casting magic on that one, so quite literally we just disguised her for a moment. Armed mobs, murderous people, townspeople. It was fine. No one got hurt. Everyone's fine, and we're back here. Nice and simple. And look at Scarlet's outfit. It's incredible.
And to be fair, none of you aside from Verlender would know that there was a murder.
There was an explosion, though. Yeah.
It was a little bit of dramatic artistry, one would say.
Can I roll an insight check on that?
You can.
It was a very good distraction.
Well, thank you. Some of them have made better work. I think.
Don't I hear that he said that it was a good distraction?
Yeah, you're in a small room together.
Do I get advantage on a roll depending on how I feel?
No, but you fucking hear them say that it was a distraction.
Yes.
So,
You were too sweet to know the truth, my boy. This is not
This is what I was
allowed.
feeling like there.
Break his sweet little heart.
Insight, I did roll low, so 5 and a 5 is 10. So beat that.
Marcus
friend.
is wildly proud of his distraction. He's like, that was a marvelous bit of spellcraft there to save Delphine from being mobbed by a lot of people saying witch, which I thought was very unpleasant.
She's just gonna turn to the room very quickly and be like, what does that word mean? What does witch mean?
Oh,
You hear
so I thought you were gonna
Tybella
ask about
go-
method.
you hear Tybella go, fucking hell. Like, just in the background.
Is
So I believe
Delphine.
Marcus at that point.
Yeah.
Yes, arcane user.
And you don't get anything from Verlender that would be suspicious.
Other than that he genuinely appreciates the quality of the distraction.
Wow, you guys are fucked in the chat.
Delphine, I'm not sure if you know this, but in Agora, magic is it's a little bit frowned on.
I only just got told and I don't understand. It's
Well,
just
I didn't-
natural.
Not to the residents that live here.
Perhaps Delphine might best be put as a custom of this particular region, being to fear and loathe almost anything they don't understand.
Did I cause offense?
Not to me. It was delightful and very, very tasteful, but just fashion critics, they're everywhere.
Yeah, I must admit I would be a hypocrite if I didn't appreciate what my friends can do and what you can do. But there's many here after certain situations that somewhat fear.
And just cut to quick of it, we're about to be paid, so if we can get the money and then go, it'd be great. Oh no, Scarlet.
While they're all having this conversation, Scarlet will actually be looking through shelves, letters, anything around to see if there's anything marked with her house crest on it.
Ooh, okay. Roll an investigation check for me.
Let's pick a different one given the natural one before. Let's try
Can I roll a d10 to determine how hot my Mephit and me is?
Yep, you can.
Yeah.
And Scarlet, you get guidance on the roll.
Oh, it's a 2. It's not a very good book.
Yeah, well, I didn't say what type of method, so.
She put it back on the shelf. She was a bit disappointed.
Yeah, even though it's her house crest, she's got no idea because even with guidance and stuff, it was 6.
Yeah. You
I'm having the best night.
you've had a pretty traumatic 24 hours. You've learned a lot about your family, and you've had to kind of G yourself up to send the letter that you've sent as well. That you're finding it difficult to focus on one thing too much. As this happens, Rayella enters the study, and she looks at you all, and she says, "Well, I must admit, I was kind of expecting you a little sooner, but I'm glad to see you made it back in one piece. How was your journey?"
Very fruitful, one would say. Scarlet, Scarlet, I'm going to defer to you as the task was given to you, but I'm happy to add any extra colour, shall we say, to the vine situation.
And it looks like you're willing to add extra people as well. And Rayella will introduce herself to Jonan. Jonan doesn't really say much. He just kind of gives a nod. Even as Rayella offers her hand, he doesn't take it. Tybella does take her hand, shakes it politely, but very much just gives her name and nothing else. Grommy looks really fucking excited and starts like almost kind of bouncing on the spot. And is like, "Nice to meet you, Miss Lady, Rayella. Thanks. Yep."
How close to Grommy am I?
Probably next to, based on the fact that you've been following him around.
I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and just kind of like
Steady him.
keep him in check.
Yeah, cool.
But I'm also going to cast guidance on him if he needs to do anything special.
Good. Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
Stab with a +1 stick.
Would you prefer the fruit or the wine?
Well, if you have both, I will take both.
I will give you both in exchange for an answer to a question on top of the price already agreed.
Well, if I can answer it. What is this question?
If it came down to it, would your family support or fight mine?
In
Would
what?
you be for or against them?
In what respect?
Simply this: if they were faced with an adversary, would you side with them or would you side with their adversary?
It's a great question. It is situational, however.
Let's say the adversary brings neither harm nor help to your house.
It's not just about my house, though. As part of the royal family, my duty is to Agora. So if it brings harm to Agora, then it brings harm to the family.
No harm to Agora. Just civil unrest within the house.
Well, then I believe it would be none of my business. Nor would it be my family's.
Scarlet will just briefly glance at Tybella and then go, like, face back to Rayella and go, "A deal's a deal." And she'll motion for both to be handed over.
Cool. Are we okay, so you have a few thornberries. How many are you handing over? And are you only handing over the one bottle of wine? Yep, one and one
of each. One and one.
Cool. Sorry, who's got what?
Yeah.
Marcus has got them.
Marcus has got the wine.
Yeah. So the wine is presented one bottle, and she stands waiting for a berry or berries in general to be presented to her.
Yeah, and I think Verlender will have been seated during that exchange. A little fidgety. will stand very slowly, take out 2 of the thornberries and present them. And these come with an additional gift. You say your duty is to Agora. It may benefit that duty to know then that the arachnomancer Ikranar Quirinath and his bitch wife appear to have taken up residence in Ascendus. Their proximity is a concern that you should take very seriously.
And should I be concerned at how you are aware of this information, Verlender?
Wait, I thought his name was.
Correct. Hang on. I need to roll an insight check on whether or not that is a new development that she knows my name as opposed to...
You did introduce
Farius.
yourself.
You used
Farius.
that name
Did
the
I?
first time. Yeah.
Incredible. I thought it was Farius. No, that's fine.
Ooh, actually, hold on, let me
It
check.
was Farius.
And if it was Farius, that's
It was-
just a DM. That's just
He
a DM
told
slip.
me.
It was Farius sans accent.
Yep, I
think.
apologize. That was just a DM slip. It was not
'Cause
intentional.
I
So,
kept making jokes.
Let's
about
retcon
the
that
Farius.
and say that it's Farius. Thank you very much.
Excellent. I'm going to have to roll a deception check on it because he's been distracted by her the entire time to deliberately not look at Tybella, who gave him this information. I rolled a 2. That makes that an 11.
Okay.
Their whereabouts is of particular interest to me for a number of reasons. Primarily because their whereabouts, it is very much in my interest to not be thereabout. It would also be of some benefit to me if someone in a position such as yours was able to frustrate whatever efforts they happen to be undertaking at any given time.
They are sneaky. And they are hard to eradicate. But noted. And I will have Agora do what it can to rid Ascendus of them.
I wish you well. And Verlender will casually remove himself back to the seat.
You can feel absolute fucking daggers being shot your way from Tybella at this point in time. Like, holes being burnt into your head consistently. She says, well, your reward.
Thank you.
While she's distracted by all of this, Scarlet is starting to twig on that rings are apparently a thing. Is Rayella wearing a ring at all?
Great question.
Make a perception check for me, please.
Because I've been rolling so well. with
Anyone
that
who would
luck.
like to do the same may do so.
I can offer guidance.
You all have fucking guidance. So chill out with the guidance.
I don't. I used mine and still failed.
Do you want my guidance?
But you don't know she's looking, so how can you guide her?
It's just passive guidance.
Yeah.
Just as a sorry
Delphine's
for fucking
like,
up on
guide,
using
guide,
magic
guide,
in Agora
guide,
earlier.
Guide.
Yeah, boo, 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 boo.
Who rolled what?
I rolled double figures, so I'm an 11.
Okay.
Sorry, what was it? What was it? Was it perception or investigation?
Perception. Because
Yeah,
you are
'cause-
not
'cause-
investigating her hands. You're just looking.
Marcus's head's on a swivel with what Verlender just said, so literally eyes are all over the place because he's waiting for something to go through. If that's okay, DM. And that is a plus. At 16, DM.
Okay. Is anyone else rolling? No?
No, Verlender's distracted.
Hot. Marcus, you notice that she's wearing a lot of jewelry.
Sure.
On her hands specifically.
Yeah.
There are a couple of rings that you think could look similar, but without getting closer,
Okay.
you're unable to discern. Oh no, I'm in trouble.
Kiss the head.
But Scarlet, you also
Notice
yeah,
nothing.
you notice that she's wearing a lot of jewelry.
Yeah. And they're pretty.
And it's all finely made. It's all finely
Yeah.
made. Yeah. Your reward. I believe we agreed upon 2,500 pieces of gold, which I will have brought to you. And the bracelet. And I believe, Marcus, you had some sort of a question that you wanted to ask.
Absolutely. And I am going to... So Marcus will move around the room slightly to give... Just in the room, so standing somewhat closer to the fireplace, just so he can get as much vision on the room as he asks about a certain book. And the book I was looking for, if you remember...
I remember.
Was this wonderful mahogany-bound book with a silver inlay that was somewhere around there.
And Verlender will go full Benny Gesserit mode and be paying very close attention to any reaction that she offers to this as well.
Tybella pays close attention also. And Rayella says, I will give you any information I have, but I must know, why is this so important to you?
Well, that's simple. If I may, and I will put my hand out and say, I just need to show you some magic for the moment, and I know that you're au fait with this, but if I may I have your hand?
She gives you her hand.
I will just carefully bend the fingers, so just very gently bend the fingers.
Cut
up
two
on
of them
the
off.
rings.
Wow.
Immediately.
Yep. And then on the other hand, cast minor illusion, but make sure the rings are at least within in eyes of, because I know Verlender knows about the rings, right? So it's there. So I don't know that Scarlet was on point on that one, but I bend the rings up so Mark is looking, but then I cast illusions one after the other of the symbols that we found. I believe it has something to do with this. An ancient language that's now forgotten. Symbol 1, symbol 2, and then finally Tybella's symbol.
Yeah, cool. Two things happen. She looks at these symbols and then looks at you with a little bit of concern on her face. And Verlender and Marcus, since you're trying to specifically show this to Verlender, she is wearing an obsidian ring. It is a diamond cut obsidian ring.
Obsidian or fucking onyx? Which one?
Obsidian. I tried to edit your character sheet and it wouldn't let me.
Okay, good work.
Verlender, can you make a history check, please?
Mm-hmm. Ugh, that's 14.
That'll do. You spent a lot of time with Narcelia.
Mm-hmm.
And you were both very close. Looking at this ring, having seen Narcelia's at some point in time, this one is almost exactly the same. Almost exactly the same. Rayella will look at you, Marcus, and say, "Where did you find these?"
Curiously, a friend of mine, an elf called Brayley, who had a beautiful ring just like this one, and I raised the knuckle that she's got the finger on, because Briley also had a diamond-shaped obsidian ring as well.
She pulls her hand away, or attempts to, when you point this out.
With my great strength of 8, I'm sure that it's like I kind of got that wet grip. It's like, oh yeah, or whatever. And so
Wet grip.
And as she pulls her hand away, the fourth image is of one of the emerald cloaks that was standing in the back of the cave that Verlender had such a reaction to, the man in the cloak.
Can I ask DM, when that ring is presented, do I notice a similarity to my grandfather's ring?
Yeah, it's not the same shape, but it is the same as the obsidian ring collection that you have all started to see.
Do I feel like that's the one that was potentially taken from me?
No. Yours
Okay,
was
cool.
a different shape.
Yeah, square.
Um,
Emerald cloak figure.
You're creating an image of this?
Yeah. So basically, as she pulls her hand away, the image that suddenly appears is Emerald Cloak Dude from the cave.
It's weird, she doesn't react to that. She reacts that it's there, but like not with
Recognition. Sure.
yeah, not with
Okay.
recognition. These symbols
Yes.
are a language from a past god. Before the gods or the deities of Damada ruled, which is something you would read in this book. I don't have it. But before the 4 deities ruled over Damada, there was 2. One of them was named Amaryllis. I don't know what happened because I have not read all of this book. I have seen excerpts of it. But this symbol, these symbols, this collection of symbols, there's terror in 2s. They refer to something that happened with Amaryllis, and I think understanding it might help us understand Damada as a whole.
That's the name that I'd found in Tybella's little
Correct.
pocketbook, right? In which case, yeah, his attention will just divert then to Tybella and will just stare her down.
She's not even looking at you. She is so focused on Rayella at the moment.
Brilliant. Insight check. How's she feeling?
Yeah, great. Go for it.
Oh my god. Oh, that was a 7. I thought it was in that one. That's a 7. That's 11. Cannot read this check. It's so frustrating.
That is my 3rd natural 20 for the evening.
Ugh.
But even with that, like, there is a curiosity there that you can see the curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure what kind of lays beneath the surface of that curiosity, though. Not sure whether it's like fear-driven, panic-driven, like excitement-driven. It's very like one-note curiosity.
Yeah.
That's the extent of what I know. The last time this book was seen was in Kaivala.
A map would be absolutely marvellous to such a location, and any notes to allow us to get through the guards would be splendid.
Oh, Kybala's easy to get to.
I can write you a permit,
Well, thank you.
or I can have one done up by morning. understand that the city has been busy with the end of the Ember Festival, which you would know.
Absolutely.
But if you would like, you are more than welcome to stay in the castle this evening. Join us for dinner, maybe. Celebrate a quest fulfilled.
Marcus will cast a side glance at Scarlet.
And Scarlet looks like she's very open to the invitation.
What an absolute pleasure. We'd be delighted as this wonderful, wholesome group to enjoy your very generous hospitality.
Can
Thank
I
you.
roll something to interrupt Marcus?
You don't need to roll to interrupt. Talking is a
Just
free
interrupt
action.
him. Get on with the soul.
I was going to grab him and be like, I think we should probably leave here, as I, not talking out loud, but not whispering either.
You are in such a small room that if you're going to be whispering, you've got to make a stealth check for it.
All right. In which case, if it's possible, the hospitality here has been fine, but we should make a leave. 16 and oh my gosh. I think it's 420.
You get the sense that Tybella can hear you, but Rayella doesn't react.
Yeah.
In
That's
fact,
right.
she's starting to pour drinks for all of you at this point in time.
Perfect.
Marcus pats Soul on the shoulder. Soul's fascinated by the local town itself and what's going on here. May want to stroll around, but again, that looks a very delicious type of wine. Where did you get it from?
Are you asking Tybella? I mean, not Tybella, Rayella?
Rayella.
She's pouring the
Sorry,
wine.
I just
right?
disassociated for a solid 20 seconds.
I watched it happen and I was like, yeah, good
brilliant.
job.
I was reading my notes at the same time. She is actually pouring whiskey for you all.
Even better.
So she looks at you when you say wine and she's like, whiskey?
I'm not a big drinker, but thank you. This looks absolutely splendid.
Did you want to try the thornberry wine? Like, you don't have huge amounts, have small amounts. We learnt this. But we have tried it. We know how it goes.
I'm absolutely interested in trying it, but I will do so in the safety and comfort of my own room.
I still recommend you have someone watching out for you because there are potential side effects.
I have
Yes,
people
sir.
that will watch out for me. Thank you, Scarlet. Allow me to show you to your room. You will be sharing, unfortunately. And she starts to lead you down this long, long corridor. You can hear all of your footsteps echoing. It's quite quiet in the castle today. And you eventually get to this super large room, has its own balcony, has a number of different, like, you all get a double bed to yourselves. You don't need to share none of that sort of stuff.
Open plan?
Pardon?
Open plan? Like
Well, the
we're all-
bathroom's not open plan. It's separate. There is a
The
there
trough.
is- yeah. No, it's a really, like, it feels like there's plumbing here. And there is a beautiful, like, claw-footed bath that is super deep as well. And she looks at you all and she says, I will have your reward brought to the room. And dinner later this evening. Make sure you wear something nice. You're in the castle after all.
Very fair. Before you leave us, I have one question that perhaps you would care to answer. The book Marcus mentioned earlier, you said was last sighted in Kaivala. Tell me, was this before or after it was stolen from a member of the King's Council here in Agora?
After.
Excellent. That's it. Zero follow-up.
Great. She kind of looks at you all, gives you a polite nod, and then makes her way with the thornberry and the thornberry wine out of the room. Immediately following, Tybella approaches you, Verlender. She draws her knife and literally shoves you against the wall.
Do we see this?
Yep, you all see this.
You should at least ask their permission if they're okay with watching.
So Delphine's gonna draw her sword at this because she is very concerned
It's
that someone
fine.
is threatening someone in her
Okay.
group.
No, as soon as Delphine starts drawing her sword, Scarlet will put her arm in front of her as if to say, hold.
Tybella here is not going to spill blood on the grounds of the castle. Are you, darling?
She makes a point
blunt,
of
Sansa.
holding this blade so close to your throat that you feel the slightest little nick against your throat.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Are you going to ask your fucking questions, or are you just going to passive-aggressively stare at me across the hall? Because this is getting very fucking old."
Kind of looks down at the throat as best as possible.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm not enjoying it.
She says nothing. She just holds.
He will gently apply pressure back on her in the hope that she backs up. He doesn't actually want to slice his own throat, but to engage in an actual
And that's the
conversation.
end of Verlender.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, guys. Bye. New character. Let's go.
Tybella, can I offer a more comfortable seating arrangement? Because there's a beautiful vista, and there is furniture that I can hide behind, which is preferable given the level of fatality that may happen in this room. Can we just be a bit more civilized, as Verlender has asked?
This is as civil as I get, darling, she says to you, and she does not allow you to fucking neck yourself. So, the knife draws back a little bit.
Excellent. I have one very simple question to begin with, Tybella. You saw what I saw. Why? For what possible reason would the both of us be haunted on a ship in the middle of fucking nowhere?
How do you know what I saw? You don't know what I saw.
You know damn well what I saw.
Do I?
Inside check.
Sure.
Inside check.
Yeah.
Every freaking word that's going on this one.
Go
Is
on.
anybody else watching in this conversation?
Tybella.
Scarlet, are you
Quite
in this
literally
one?
just all of you in the room.
Scarlet is still just
I am rolling
holding
inside on this
Delphine
one.
back.
Okay.
Tybella, you dropped your little facade. That's not nothing. I can only think of one thing.
When are
That's
you going
that
to drop yours, Verlender?
When it's suitable to do
Do
so.
these people even know who you fucking are? Because you just dropped your entire family fucking lore in front of Rayella.
Scarlet will just put her hand up, like, yeah, might have overheard some shit on the ship.
Huh?
Kind of look over. Sneaky little girl.
It's not my business, it's yours.
What was everyone's insight checks?
23.
16.
Okay.
I didn't roll. She didn't care enough to roll. She just didn't want anyone to.
Just wants to
to her
stab
friend.
someone.
Sol,
Yeah,
you get
she just saw people getting violent.
fair. Sol, you get the sense that she's not lying. She You get the sense that she has an idea about what Verlender could have seen, but wasn't spying in on the dream, sort of thing. You both...
You're talking about Tybella, yeah?
Yeah. You both, Marcus included, pick up on... There is a sense of, being out of control that Tybella hasn't really shown too much of just yet. This is out of her depth a little bit.
DM.
Right, that's that cat from the ship is coming back and trying to.
That's fine. The cat isn't here, so it's okay.
DM, if you'll permit me, as soon as we Marcus kind of picks up on that, I'd like to perform a kind of a bonus action, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go for it.
The bonus action is as Marcus steps back, watching the Scarlet, because there's two potential.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's great.
Marcus almost kind of turns, and there's almost like a musical chime sound, so like a ringing, and the ringing echoes, and it almost settles around Verlender, offering bardic inspiration. You've got D8 if you need it. For whatever happens next.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
So, Verlender, you've just heard Scarlet say that she overheard some stuff. Tybella has said that you laid your fucking family lore out in the other room.
I told Rayella exactly what she needed to hear to keep that bitch off of my back. As for what I'm fairly certain you went through on that ship, again, you dropped your little act at the exact same time that I found myself faced with a ghost of my past that I never want to encounter again. It seems quite unlikely the two aren't related. Tell me I'm wrong.
No.
So again, what the actual fuck?
Do you think if I knew that I wouldn't have told you already? We literally just had this conversation, Verlender. If you really want to know what I saw, it's not something I would really like to share, if I'm being quite honest with you, but it was basically a memory of my past that you don't need to be let in on under any form or circumstance. However, following that memory, I did see you laying in your hammock, and I did see your mother stab you through the chest. The weird, unexplained part of this entire thing is that around my wrist was this shadowy twine that hung between myself and you. On your other wrist, you had another shadowy twine that connected you to him. And she points at Marcus,
who Verlender will already be looking at without words, checking in to see if Marcus might have an explanation for what that might actually be.
Okay, I know I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I'm not the smartest person in the room, but could it be these rings that you're talking about? Could that be something to do with the... Okay, put your hand up if you got one of the rings.
What
Pretty
rings?
sure I... Yeah. Oh no.
If one of those rings come up, I want to do a perception check to see if it's one of the rings that I picked up.
Yeah.
Is anyone holding a ring up?
Yeah.
Delphine's gonna
I-
hold all the rings that she's made up.
Oh, that's so cute. I wish Tybella cared, but she doesn't.
She doesn't know
But
what's going on. Like, she's still got her sword out just in case, and a handful of rings. Like,
you,
If
Verlender,
Marcus
are...
holds up his ring, I've already checked him, so I'm pretty sure I don't know what that is, but I haven't checked Verlender yet.
Verlender doesn't have one.
Verlender doesn't have one.
Okay, so it's not the rings then.
At the mention of the rings and Marcus holding the ring up, Tybella will shove you again, Verlender. Like put her dagger away and make her way straight up to you, Marcus, and she will grab your wrist as you're holding it to inspect this ring.
While you're gently breaking my wrist, I'd just like to point out that Briley also had exactly the same shaped ring as Rayella.
As did Narcelia.
Is not the same diamond-shaped ring.
Where the fuck did you get this, Marcus?
It was gifted to me, my dear.
By who?
Oh, by a dear friend. He's behind you with the knife.
She looks back at you, Verlender. And where did you acquire this ring, Verlender?
Oh, I lifted it off some random nobody in Shitsville back over out that way.
You
Wait,
lifted
Verlender
this...
has one of the rings?
No.
Okay.
Marcus is holding Verlender's ring. There is one ring amongst the party.
except for the ones Delphine made.
Yeah, except yeah.
Fucking hell. No cutting off the finger, NVCDM.
You don't know that.
You lifted this ring off a random passerby.
I have to keep in practice somehow.
For fuck's sake. Excellent. I haven't seen another one of these rings in quite some time.
Curious
Interesting.
coincidence.
Would you like to expound upon that, or are we just going to leave us hanging in suspense?
She looks at you with like a literal spite that you haven't felt in a long time from anyone. I acquired mine off a friend. She's dead. Thank you for the reminder. These rings are from a group of people that I have only heard rumors of. But I don't know where they came from before then. They came from a group that I was a part of that was not the Cord's Edge. But was a group called the Veil Keepers. It's how I learned about the Cord's Edge.
What is this veil that presumably must be kept?
Can I get anyone who cares enough to roll a history check?
Hmm. 15?
Okay.
14.
You're muted, Ben. 14?
16.
16. None of you really know anything. Ooh,
21.
21.
Oh, I could have added that D8, but chose not to. It's fine. You got this. I believe in you.
Marcus, the Veil Keepers is something that you have, like, read about, but it felt like it was kind of reading something that where someone's like gone in and like used whiteout on a bunch of stuff and then like rewritten it to make it sound more palatable or different. It's like there's a lot of ambiguity around the term the Veil Keepers. But your basic understanding is that they were a group that no longer exists, that were attempting to make sure that the veil between the material plane and where the deities lived remained separate, so that the deities could no longer plane walk into Marta.
Having Tybella still holding his wrist at this point in time, and Marcus desperately not trying to wet himself because this is kind of terrifying that it's that close, and putting Nevada is, he kind of blurts out, so you were trying to stop the gods from returning back to this land?
Not stop, control.
And I will try to look around the very close, the far too close Tybella, and then actually look at Delphine. Are you trying to stop control gods communicating to people here?
No, but I am attempting to stop them from walking freely amongst mortals this group doesn't exist anymore. To be able to directly impact their paths. Are you obviously looking at Delphine?
Yeah.
Okay, Tybella's going to look at you, Delphine, in this moment. Put it away. You're embarrassing yourself.
The rings?
Oh, I thought you were holding a knife still.
Yeah, I'm holding my sword as well. Who do you think you're asking about my ring?
It's a sword that she's referring to specifically.
Sword, rings, and arm in front.
It's Tybella. This was someone who rewrote this group seemed to rewrite its history, which always leaves me with a certain editorial curiosity, one would say. And I very much like my wrist back if you finished, threatening me. You do very well at it, by the way.
She lets go of your wrist.
Why, thank you. And Marcus all trying to get the blood back into it. Can we take a seat for a moment? It seems very tense in here. It could be just me sweating profusely.
She doesn't sit. And she says, you must understand that I was one of the last members of this order. The rest of them were killed. Yes.
Right. Okay. By whom?
I was never given a ring. This one, and she holds up her hand, was my friend's. Killed by who? I'd love to tell you. They wouldn't be alive to fucking tell the tale anymore, would they? But someone had it out for us. Someone cared enough to try to allow the gods back on this plane, and it worked. Because they do walk among us.
Oh. Okay.
As for the other burning question that you have, and she shoots a look at you again, Verlender. Your mother. My connection to your mother. Well, when I was a child, she decided to murder my entire family, all but one. My father, who is still alive and is still being held in one of those fucking prisons that she has. The only reason she let me live is as a reminder to my father, who will never get out of there, that she can just take whatever the fuck she wants.
I'm gonna roll an insight check for Tybella, please.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, wait, you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. That's a 22.
Okay. Um, Verlender's face will noticeably, briefly soften at the telling of that story, and then assume it's a mask of arrogance and cold uncaringness.
Does anyone else need to interrogate anything that I have left to give this evening?
Why are we here?
Well, we're waiting for 2,500 gold soul currently.
I know, and that is the most complicated thing right now. We were sent on a quest to get some wine, and now you're interrogating us about rings. Is there some suspicion about all this? Are we connected in some way that makes you want us to be together?
Listen, Soul, Tybella says, just to clarify, Tybella, the Drow, not Rayella, the handmaiden,
Yeah.
says, to be quite honest with you, Soul, I could not give a fuck about what you all have to do with each other. Scarlet,
And why?
Yes.
why what?
Why this?
Because I was asked to be here by Scarlet.
I'm gonna look at Scarlet.
Speaking of Scarlet,
Yes.
she was
Shall
telling
we-
the truth.
Good. It means she won't involve herself then.
No. In fact, I don't think she really cared.
Which is very good. At least I have some room to move then and some pretenses I can make on the other side.
Now, if you all don't mind, I would rather not look at you anymore. And she will make her
Why
way.
not? You're interested in collecting our rings.
And I have told you why, Soul.
She's not collecting the rings. She just happens to be wearing one.
Does it not seem a little bit more complicated than that?
It is
No.
more complicated than that because the ring and its origin is deeply fucking disturbing that you have one that you just lifted off someone. That is concerning because I would like to know who. That being said,
Well, it seems like Tybella is at the mercy of what we know, or perhaps don't know.
I've told you everything that you need to know. The rest
Am I
is
not
mine.
wrong?
The rest is mine. Because I am allowed to keep things to myself that don't directly impact any of you.
Are we in a small room?
Nah, it's a large as fuck room.
Is there anybody else in the room other than us?
No.
No. Doesn't mean there's nothing here listening.
Marcus, has she not questioned you about the same thing?
For fuck's sake, she just walks off at this point and literally closes the bathroom door behind her, and you hear the sound of the bathtub beginning to run.
God damn it!
As she literally bars herself in that room. Any of you who try,
Sorry.
the door is locked.
No, but Scarlet will yell out, don't use all the hot water.
Delphine's just gonna check on poor Marcus's wrist.
Oh, it's a little sore.
And if he would like, she can cast Healing Word, but she's gonna be like, is that allowed? Can I help you?
That's remarkably kind and yeah, no, it was a little bit tense there. I feel that we've all learnt a lot, and there's a lot of Delphine. Just the simplest piece. We all seem to be connected by these things, apart from directly in Scarlet so far. I can tell. We've had friends with it. I know Verlender, and it's his story to tell, not mine, but Verlender had a friend who had a ring similar to this. I had a very close friend that disappeared having a ring very similar to this. I've heard a conversation that Saul might have some interest in a ring like this. So far, Scarlet, you don't seem to have seen a ring like this, have you? No. So Scarlet's not linked.
You guys were all affected. Okay, so hear me out. Okay, Thornberry stuff supposedly connected to a god. Okay. Rings supposedly connected to a group that wanted to stop the gods walking on this plane.
Mm-hmm.
Emerald cloaks somehow in there, fuck knows how. And I mean, to me, I didn't see the same things as you when we had the wine. So maybe it's because I'm not connected to rings like you guys are.
As you ponder this, forgive me, you're all gonna hate me.
Oh no.
The night approaches. The day you spend, doing whatever you want to do. You can let me know at some point in time what that is that you would like to do. It won't be this evening, but you will let me know at some point. And you have a lovely dinner with Rayella. Tybella does not join you for dinner. And for a moment you actually see like a glance of the king and queen as they are off doing their own thing. They don't join you for dinner, but there is a polite wave of a hand as they pass you by, specifically towards Rayella, the queen's sister. And as you all head back up to your room to sleep, or to do whatever you're going to do for the evening, Marcus, you feel this instinctual pull back towards the study. There is something in your gut that feels unnatural, almost nauseating, that tempts you back to this location. Are you going to follow, or are you going to stay put?
No, absolutely. Like, I know, folks. What we should do is we should just get that whiskey, and I would say, Delphine, there's a much better book down the bottom shelf that you need too. So if they're right. Willing, we'll and I'll give Verlender the eyebrow and say, there we go. Scarlets, care to join us?
What? Oh, to do what?
I think you need to see something.
Okay. Sure.
You need to see a book.
I don't read
Need
books.
to go see a book. Fucking hell.
That's all I know that we're doing. We're gonna go see a book.
So are you just trying to invite everyone that's not Tybella
so
joining?
I want this particular group, because there's a kind of pull towards.
Are you just leaving Soul behind?
No. So Delphine doesn't know about anything that's going on at this stage to do it. I'm pretty sure Verlender will see me heading towards the study and immediately go. And Soul normally literally barges in anyway, so I don't think he's going to be left behind in part of it. Mm-hmm. But it's really just trying to get Scarlet and Delphine in there, because Delphine has no idea what any of this is all about so far.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So just trying there, and hopefully Saul comes along and kind of gets the thing of like, let's get some of a drink in there. Just
Saul, would you follow along?
with the events of today that's happened in the capital that he loves, he's not going to follow along.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it's Scarlet and Delphine heading off. Verlender is staying behind.
I think Verlender's probably inclined to lurk around Sol
Okay.
in this particular setting.
Okay.
He's had enough hobnobbing.
Mm.
He doesn't really want to pursue any more information. So yeah, he'd probably just lurk around Sol, hoping for
So
some
what
bro
I'm
time.
getting from this, guys, is that Marcus has asked the two women in the group to
Yeah.
go for a night kip
Yep.
in this abandoned study
Yeah.
alone,
Hot.
where the sexy books are.
Hot.
But to be fair, those women could squash him like a bug. So
He might be into that.
Okay, well, you make your way down to the study. And it's dead quiet. As you arrive, you remember that you witnessed Verlender looking for open books in this study. Or like you just saw him snooping around. He's a little snoopy snoop. And you see sitting on the desk now, it was not there before, a mahogany bound silver inlay book
Beg your fucking pardon.
did she lie?
sitting on her dresser. As you make your way towards it, a bell rings out throughout the castle. It's late at night at this point, so it is jarring to hear. And all of you, inclusive of the people in the room, hear footsteps throughout all of the corridors just begin echoing, as it's almost like a max exodus is happening in this castle. You hear someone say, all of you hear someone shout out, "The Queen is dead." And that's why we're going to leave the session this evening. As, you know, the Queen is no more with us. Actually, that's where we're going to leave it
Long
for the
live the
year.
Queen. That is where we're going to leave it for the actual year. Yeah.
Also noting, just in case those of you who have forgotten, the Queen is the king role in Agora.
Yeah.
So it is, much bigger
Yep.
deal.
And Rayella got skipped. So now Rayella is the only sibling left unless they want to go to like cousins or something like that. Then
Yeah.
Rayella's the queen.
Yeah. Hey, I'm aware at the time, and we have a very specific wrap time we need to wrap by.
Yes.
So we're going to do the thing that we always do. We're gonna go around and get your favorite moments of the evening. Kicking it off in reverse overlay order. Tammy.
Favorite moment of the evening? Oh, goodness gracious. I think just the whole confusion about the ring situation. Who's asking for information on the rings? Who actually has the rings? Like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Since half of the party actually has no idea what's going on about the rings. So
I think it's pretty clear now.
yeah, who's on first? What's on second? All that sort of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, love that. Love that. Hey Ben, what was your favorite moment of the evening?
Verlender, in my imagination, Verlender wily coyoting through the baggage of someone else's property. I wish I could have been on the back end, like catching, and be like, "Oh, that's not important. That isn't there either." Or maybe that is. But the ship stuff was pretty good.
Yeah, sick. Okay. D.
A couple of moments was if Tammy had got any of those roles, there would have been some amazingly magical moments. The ring was a superb pickup by Scarlet, but the dice just betrayed you awfully, and it's dreadful because it was a beautiful moment where that would have been absolutely brilliant. I think Salt when Delphine has just literally just drifted through again, you're like a German tourist. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna do this, and there's like chaos is just springing up around you, but there's such a gentility to it, but it's just like, oh no, and Verlender has to murder people to clean up my mess.
Yeah.
But amazing, absolutely amazing.
Speaking of Salt, what was your favorite moment this evening?
I was definitely going to say the pure chaos that ensued after I changed my outfit, because I will say I actually forgot that Agora was the anti-magic place. So I didn't mean to do that.
It's fucking hilarious. It works for your character. It's fine.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed Marcus's quick thinking to create a distraction while someone just witch at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
Last and certainly least, Promethean.
Wow. I also enjoyed Salt's the accidental use of magic in the magic hating place. And also enjoyed the fire illusion as a distraction, knowing full well that D20 created that distraction so I could go murder the witness. That wasn't just let's make a distraction. That was I know exactly what's gonna happen here, and this will make sure that no one sees it, and I fucking love that. I also enjoyed the fourth wall crossover of the ship cat becoming a thing. That was cool.
Good golly.
Yeah.
You mean your
might I
favorite
throw?
moment? Oops, sorry.
I just want to throw something else out there as well. The amount of effort. I'm throwing you out there, Salt. The makeup,
Oh,
phenomenal, and Talera as well. Thank you so much. It looks amazing. I hope you keep it up. Looks great. And those winks, I know they're painful, but it's amazing.
My favorite moment this evening was the moment that no one was allowed to watch, which was a lot of fun. Salt, when you describe things, it's just fucking cool to watch.
Yeah.
So
you'll never know unless you watch the
never
VOD.
know. But hey, what we do need to know is who you all are and where we can find you all. We're going to go reverse way. Promethean, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm that guy, Promethean. There's a zero in it. You'll find me here at the Lawrites, at Peoples and Dragons, and also on my very own channel at some point in time when I brave that final boss battle of Space Marine 2 again. Also, Winter's Tales, playing a little bit of Castleton.
Specifically this weekend.
We'll be recording for very shortly.
Yeah.
Don't edit shit to keep us alive.
Please help us.
Yeah.
Fuck. Hey, Salt, who are you? Where can we find you?
I am Soul Queen Plays, and you can find me right here, causing absolute chaos unintentionally. And you can find me over on the Lawrites, being a queer pirate who causes chaos on purpose. I just like to cause chaos. That's what I'm here for.
It's fair. D.
Like an unwanted smell light just seemed to appear in random places and then confuse people on who did it in the first place and why. So, again, back here in 2025 if things go well.
Oh my god, 2025.
That's like the proper future. It's fucking weird.
It's not. It's like a month away. It's fine.
Where's my fucking hoverboard? That's right. It's a good question.
Ben.
Yeah, I'm boring. I'm sorry. Well, not so boring actually. You can find me on Hexes and Vexes, playing in this, and my handle is Blast Powder. You can see me in chat, and that's basically me.
Love that. Tammy.
Player 79, you will see me once more before the end of the year in a random Christmas one-shot run by some of the other Castleton people. Even though I'm not Castleton, they're graciously letting me join along. And next year, you will also see me on the Lawrites as well as here.
You
Doing
certainly
what?
fucking will.
Fucking running shit. That's
Running shit!
Fucking running horror shit.
First time on a
Running
stream
up
and
that hill
shitting
like Kate
myself
Bush.
doing it.
Wow. Excellent. Hey, we're gonna raid someone. I'm just gonna do the thing. That I don't know how to multitask, so talk amongst yourselves.
You got this.
Yeah.
Completely.
Stop
Yeah,
it.
so you got some
Perhaps-
clicks.
perhaps
You can
could
do that
read this
thing.
out with some
No,
No,
words.
this is not helping. Talk amongst yourselves.
So you wanted us to talk amongst ourselves.
hey.
What are you doing?
Hey, thanks for a kick-ass 2024,
Yes.
Emily,
Yeah.
via the Hexes and Vexes channel, which started this year and has done some pretty cool fucking shit since.
Already, yeah.
Shush you.
Correct.
Oh, and don't forget the 13th of December, the prequel.
Pretty cool.
Correct. 13th of December prequel
Cow.
to this campaign.
To this.
You're gonna check it out, and there's gonna be absolute fucking chaos. Speaking of chaos, and one of the players, we're gonna go raid Cloud Kill Connor. Send him some love, give him a wave, and until 2025. See you later,
Send us
motherfuckers.
him some love.
Everyone wave.